Happy Halloween, everyone! Welcome to the Ray Infinity Show podcast. This is episode number 78, and I got one of my good friends here to come and talk to me the day before Halloween, and it'll be Halloween by the time we're done finishing this episode. But yeah, I got my man, Osiris from Stuck in the Middle. How you doing, brother?
What is good, Ray? I'm feeling real good, man. Had a good weekend. My oldest son had got a touchdown in flag football. So I'm a proud papa, man. Thanks for having me.
That's good, man. What position does he play?
So it's just flag football, so they all rotate around. So he got a touchdown playing running back. He's only 6, so they're playing a little flag football.
I remember when I was a kid, I played flag football. That was awesome. But yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right. Right before we get into this stuff, I want all of you guys to make sure to check out the Ray Studios merchandise here on spring.com. I got shirts, I got mugs, I got it all. I even got some sweatshirts out here too, and some water bottles. And also down here, my favorite shirt is the Ultimate MAGA shirt. This one is by far my favorite one right here. Make sure to go and grab this right here, because guess what? I'm like Osiris. I'm putting out a lot of MAGA merchandise too. So yeah, make sure to go pick it up. Link is in the description below. So yeah, okay, yeah. So Osiris, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, I'll take this off first. So yeah.
You got the real deal too. That's a quality one.
A what?
That's a quality mask right there.
Oh, it is. It's very high, good high quality, and it's hot as a mofo under there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I haven't worn it in almost a year.
They got to put holes. They got to let some air come in so you can breathe in those things, man.
Oh, there is. There's plenty of them. The thing is that it's just so tight. Like they got the eyes, they got the nose, I even got around the ears too.
Dang.
Yeah, they got. But the thing is, it's just so compressed and it's so hot. That's why. It's
okay.
Yeah, like just try and take it off, man. It's hard to do. So yeah, but yeah, like and one of the things I called you up and wanted to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about the Pelosi thing that recently happened. Well, that happened at Pelosi's house. We'll just leave it at that. So, yeah. And I still have no idea what to make of it because there's so many things you could think about it with this. But you would find it odd that someone was able to break into their property, a property which is in San Francisco, and Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, you would expect her to have some extremely high security that no one could get through. Like if anyone even tried to, they would be taken out immediately. And so what happened was a couple days ago, someone broke into their house mysteriously and beat Nancy Pelosi's husband with a hammer. And it was so bad that he actually had to go to the hospital and get surgery done. And he survived. Because guess what? Thank God. Because guess what? As much as I can't stand anyone, I do not want injuries or harm happening to anyone under any circumstances. I do not care who it is. I can't stand violence at all, not even a little. But how did this happen? Is what I'm trying to figure out. So if she is this high in Washington, how was someone able to break onto her property and cause this? And supposedly, from what we've been told, is that this person was looking for Pelosi, and shouted her name, but actually beat up her husband with the hammer. So, what do you make of this, man?
Yeah, there's more questions than answers, and to my knowledge, nobody has taken any questions. There was a conference, I believe that was Friday last week, from the San Francisco PD, and they didn't answer they didn't take any questions.
Yeah.
My take on this is beyond. I know people are doing jokes about hammer jokes and sexual preference jokes and stuff like that. I'm glad Pauly P is okay, but whatever they are hiding, to me, is much more serious than what we're seeing. The jokes that are out there for them to do this. Because there's no way out of this narrative. There's no way to say that pretty much he looked like a lunatic. This lunatic came off the street, potentially with no clothes on, unless he took his clothes off at the crib, and he got into Nancy Pelosi's crib. There's no way that I'm believing that. I don't know what, I'm not claiming what I know what the truth is, but the story that's out there right now, I do not believe. And whenever somebody lies to you or you think they're lying to you, I'm not saying that they are, but I don't believe them, then you need to ask why. Why are they doing that? And I think it's more than just covering up some perversion.
Yeah. Since the moment the story broke, like I've been hearing a whole lot of rumors and theories about it. Like one of the rumors I heard was that the person that actually did it was actually an illegal immigrant, but which has not been confirmed. So I can't say whether or not that is true or not. Also, there was there's a lot of what I heard is that this person was also some leftist that did this. That's just, I don't know if that's true either. But maybe if this is some leftist that did this, you see the irony in this though. You do, they cave to the leftists so much, but whatever they do, however how much they cave, it's never enough, no matter what they do.
Yeah, I find it, the energy, where the energy is right now is in the wrong place. Like journalistically, I'm not even worried about his political leanings or not. I'm worried about what is the story. They don't even have the story straight that I've seen. They've already flip-flop on the story. There was, at first it was just them, the two, David and Paul, and then there was I believe it was the PD that said there was a third person that opened the door. Then I heard another update that no, it wasn't a third person that opened the door. We need those basic, we don't even know what happened. We need those basic questions answered. And for them to be talking about MAGA, and I don't know if you saw, they brought up Tim Pool's name. The LA Times talked about this dude following Tim Pool and Glenn Beck, and he lived at a compound with the Black Lives Matter flag and the LGBTQ flag. I don't know where he is politically. Let's just figure out what happened first.
100%. Like, also, like, why did some guy who's naked, how did he get naked? Like, did he get naked up on the property, or did he show up naked? Like that, especially in the middle of San Francisco, that's just weird, man. Weird.
Yeah, the Pelosi's home, I believe there's only a couple homes on the street. I was watching all the local news coverage of this, and they're interviewing neighbors and all that. They've got security all over the place. That's separate from Nancy Pelosi's whatever she might have. Nobody's talking about it. And then also there's camera footage potentially that we're not hearing about, from body cam to the security on the property. So we just got to get our facts. And right now, they're not going to be able to hide this. They might they might never answer questions about this, because there's no way to answer the questions and make it make sense.
Yeah. If this is not let's just say this isn't some isolated thing. If this was in something that was intended to happen, in your eyes, what is the goal of this?
The attack, I don't know what the goal of the attack. They need to answer those questions, but I do know that the goal of the propaganda at what's happening now is very, I hate to start off on a scary place, but when you see an attack like this happen and they're not answering any questions, and the people who should be the ones asking questions on this are instead pointing the finger at people like Tim Pool and right-wingers in general, that's a very scary situation, because what they're trying to do is that's beyond politics. They're trying to attack us, Ray. Like, we're just asking questions. We don't know what's going on. We're just a couple dudes just trying to talk about it. They're going after us. I mean, they're going to start with people with way more influence, but we're lumped into that. So, they're talking about, I listen to Tim Pool. Okay, so what? They're going to that point where it's like, okay, you listen to Tim Pool, you're dangerous. I mean, that we're getting very close to that narrative from the media.
Yeah. And so like this article from Breitbart, Biden didn't even talk about the Kavanaugh assassination attempt, which whether or not that was just some guy that was just trying to intimidate Kavanaugh, and wanted to get arrested, just intimidate him to not overturn Roe v. Wade, or whether he actually was trying to assassinate him and the guy was just some psycho or something like that. These things actually seem pretty similar. The thing is, how do these guys even get even close to either of these guys, whether it's from the Pelosi thing or from the Kavanaugh thing, how did these guys even get close to getting inside? Like, that's the thing that is curious to me. Now, this thing with Pelosi's husband, the guy actually got in and beat him with the hammer to a point where he had to go to the hospital and get surgery on a fractured skull. Which, how anyone survives a fractured skull is beyond me. I have no idea how that's even possible. Because you think someone would be dead by then, because you would think it would have punctured their brain somewhere. And yes, YouTube, I know I'm being a little graphic right there, but I'm just trying to explain the facts though. But yeah, so like this thing is, like I said, it's pretty weird. Like do you think these people, what they're trying to do is, if they're acting like individually, like let's just say they are, do you think they're intentionally trying to just scare these people? Like, I'm not saying the Kavanaugh or this Pelosi one are linked in any way. I don't think they're any way linked in whatsoever. But would you say that these people, is their goal to just intimidate them, or is their goal to actually harm them? But in this Pelosi case, the guy was actually harmed. So.
Yeah, I think they're completely separate just from looking at it. Who knows? We're just trying to unpack everything. I think the Paul Pelosi one is something there. That's a whole nother. I don't know that one. The Paul Pelosi situation is way more. It's way more concerning. Nancy Pelosi is second in line to the president of the United States. So if the story that they're telling right now, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, Ray, you correct me if I'm wrong, the story that they're portraying right now is that this dude came off the street. The last story I got, came off the street into Nancy Pelosi's compound and broke the glass. They said a sliding glass door, but the picture didn't show that. So I don't know. Broke a glass and came in. So just random dude. Right now, our southern borders are open. Like, you just come on through pretty much. So you're telling me that a foreign country could get somebody through the southern border and just walk up to the crib of the second in charge? And Ray, I'm not buying that. Do you remember Nancy Pelosi after J6, before the inauguration, she called for crew manned machine guns at the inauguration? That means machine guns with people manning them, looking like Rambo, like just in case. So you think somebody who stays that ready is going to be in any situation, whether it's the federal government that's not protecting her enough? If the federal government is not protecting her enough, she will protect herself. But do you think somebody like that's not going to have their compound protected? So we don't know who Paul is doing business with or doing anything with it, and we don't know what the true story is, but that is a national security interest. And then, because let me say this before I go back to you, Ray. People on Twitter were asking me about, why is it your business? Number one, people are going to have jokes because it's kind of a crazy story. So that's just what it is. They're a public person. But it definitely is our business from a national security standpoint. And then the moment you start blaming MAGA, right wing, you start blaming people like that, and that covers a lot of people. Oh, it's absolutely my business. Okay, you can start blaming right wingers. Tell us what the story is.
Do you think potentially one of the goals of this is to blame this attack on like MAGA or people on the right, to just try to, like, with the midterms coming up, to have it be like an excuse, like, hey, these right wingers, they're causing violence, like they're influence, they're inspiring people to come in and just attack people. Like, do you think this could be something to deal with that?
I don't think it was set. Again, we're just speculating. I don't think this was set up to be a false flag. It's too compromising. It's too embarrassing. This does not look like a false flag designed to do that. What I'm seeing is something is going on. Remember, Paul P had the DUI a while back. Something's not right, and something. So I don't know. I wish him the best, just like you said. But so something's not right there. So I think what they're doing is something really bad happened. We don't know the extent of it. The good and the best case scenario could be just like something simply as embarrassing as, some type of perversion. The worst case is a huge national security risk. So they're taking a bad situation and then using it as a weapon. I don't think it was designed as a weapon. against, MAGA or right wing.
Yeah, like when you say like it's embarrassing or something like that, like we've seen false flag operations that happened that were way more very embarrassing and very brutal. Like if some stuff that could happen that like Gulf of Tonkin, Operation Northwoods, if that kind of stuff can happen, like actual legitimate conspiracies like that, then nothing is out of the question. Like this is not even out of the question. I'm just saying none of us know what it is. We don't know. None of us do. So I just don't think like just because it would be way too embarrassing does not necessarily mean it's not a false flag. Like me currently, I don't have any opinion on it because because it's just way too complicated. Like Northwoods and Gulf of Tonkin, those things it's a clear set goal. You can clearly see what was going on right there, what they were trying to do. With this one, I don't know because I don't see what the goal of it would be is.
Yeah, you're right. It's dangerous to assume. I think in a healthy society, we can have this conversation. But you're absolutely right. We don't know. It could have been. Who knows? I mean, stuff is crazy. And at the end of the day, what we're seeing is the Democratic Party is fading away. I know a lot of people don't believe me or agree with me on this, but this is what it looks like when you run a candidate like Fetterman for Senate.
Yeah.
What it looks like, and basically for Fetterman, what they're trying to do, in my opinion, to get him in there. And then hopefully they're hoping that they win the governor spot. He will probably resign within whatever time frame. The governor will appoint a new senator. So I think when they're doing these type of things, that it's a party that's dying. They're fading out, and they're going to try and lash out on their way to demise, I think.
Yeah, like you said, we can talk about the Fetterman and Oz thing right now.
Yeah.
Well, and also the midterms as a whole, and I also did want to talk about the Herschel Walker and Warnock as well. So we can go right into the Fetterman and Oz one first. I know me and you talked about this already outside of this, but for the audience that doesn't know, what was your view on the Fetterman and Oz debate from a couple days ago?
Yeah, the first thing is that we are all losers for that. After that debate, there should have been a collective. If we lived in a serious society, there should have been a collective demand for Fetterman to drop out immediately. And I know people have already sent in their votes. So it's a serious situation. I heard that Google had a rise in search results on people asking, how do I get my vote back? No, it's not like a 30-day money back guarantee. You already voted. So people didn't know. Most people don't know. They're not following it like you and I or anybody watching this right now. And the biggest thing is right now, they are controlling us. And I had Jen and Peter on, Jen Perlman, who ran for Congress in Florida. And I had just touched on Fetterman. I'm curious, for what those type of people, because if Fetterman was healthy, we could have a serious discussion about his policies. This is not a policy discussion. He is clearly unfit, and I think they are part of the base left, and I bring them up because if you are in the Fetterman camp, you've got to agree he's not fit. I don't like Oz, so I'm not trying to tell you to go to Oz. I'm just saying Fetterman's not fit, and you can't allow a political organization to try and pass this dude off to you as some type of victory or some type of victory for disabled people. What a disrespect to disabled people. This he's recovering from stroke, and as a person, I wish him the best. He needs to drop out and get healthy. Instead, they're pushing him out there. I don't even know, Ray, we don't even know if he has the cognitive ability to fully understand what's happening. So what do you think?
Well, here's what I gotta say. His opening statement. Hello, good night, everyone.
Man,
I told you and Carlos, I feel bad for the guy. I truly feel bad. Because that was just too embarrassing to watch. And you mentioned Jen and Peter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they said even with this, I think they are in favor of Fetterman. I believe that's what they said.
Well, at the time, so they cover, and they're great. Shout out to them. They're like the War Room, but on the left. So if you don't know, Steve Bannon on the War Room, he brings on just people to talk. Their channel is great. It's more left. So at that time, they didn't know. At that time, I asked them, what do you think about him? And I don't think they had really been following his speeches that much. They didn't know how bad it was, I don't think. So it would be good to follow up now if they've seen him or heard of him or what happened. I think the real thing is Fetterman knew, the whole camp, the Fetterman camp knew this was a problem from the primary. And they hid it from the Democrat operatives. And they didn't even know until recently, a lot of them. So I don't know what they would say right now, but I just want to put, like, I know I rock Rat Mag and all that, but it's all love if you just put people first. And you can't have, if Fetterman was a MAGA Republican candidate, I would be flaming him just as hard. I just want to throw it out to anybody who disagrees or thinks that I'm just trying to be biased. I am not. I flamed Herschel Walker, and he's not having that same type of issue, but it's about what's right. That's what we have to stay with.
Here's the thing though. I told you immediately after the debate, Fetterman made Oz seem like a great candidate. He made him, like, that's how bad it was. Literally, I had a hard time just trying to get through it. Like, I literally kept wanting to turn it off, but I couldn't because I had to see the entire thing through because of how important this race is going to be in these midterms.
It was very cringe. It was an important debate to watch. And actually, if you go on YouTube, it's actually not that easy to find the debate.
They took it down and labeled it as misinformation.
They took down the debate?
Mm-hmm.
You see, I think the bigger picture, I always like trying to go, like taking the helicopter up higher, as high as possible. Man, the big picture is we're in a post-truth society. And I post some of the memes and stuff making fun of the Pauly P situation and Fetterman too. And people were kind of like, hey, that kind of rubs me the wrong way. Because I have people who are on all sides of the spectrum who are following me. And I said, for me personally, I can't speak for anybody else. When I remember the date. This is how serious it was to me. September 9th, last year, 2021, Joe Biden does the speech. And he says, our patience is running thin. You're going to have to take a product from a big company and government merger, which is literally fascism, or you will get fired from your job. For me, it had been leading up to that point. But for me, that was the day the gloves came off. And my morals are, I'm not going to lie or anything like that, but we are in a situation where I feel like we have to fight back respectful within our morals. We have to fight back. And that's why I'm so happy about Elon purchasing back. But with Fetterman, we've got to fight back and say, you can't hide a debate. He's not prepared. I don't care what side of the politics you lie on. And why are you trying to tell me he is? Not enough people are asking the question why. But we have to first agree that this is ridiculous.
And also with the clips that are on YouTube, they're all edited. If you notice them, they cut out all the nonsense. Like, good night, everyone. I support fracking. I support fracking. Like, literally, I'm just trying to intimidate it right there. Like, it was that embarrassing. Like,
yeah. And
Metalopoly, Empress, how you doing, guys?
What's up? Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, we're just talking about Fetterman right now and the big picture. You know, after that big picture is, for me, the transhumanism aspect. The transparency with what he is using is not there for me. I need to know exactly what the program is. I need to know who's doing the program. Is it a program? Now I'm confused because they had the closed captioning. Is it translating anything, or is it just straight up voice to text? Because when he did the interview with Dasha Burns, even in that interview, she said the program rearranges the words in a different order so his brain can follow him. And now nobody's even talking about that. So my thing is about Fetterman, and you said that you feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for Fetterman, the person. Fetterman, the candidate for Senate, is a problem. I have zero empathy for him as a Senate candidate because that is a complete choice.
So Carlos posted something hilarious on Facebook a couple right after the debate, and Matt he like getting him and Biden to have it on the stage to have a debate. I laughed my what off when he said that. Like, I would actually, you know what? I'll tell you this: I would pay to watch that. I truly would, because I just would. It'd be too funny just trying to watch it.
I would pay to watch them have a conversation. No edits, just them two sitting down and talking. I would pay to talk about anything, sports, anything, cars, whatever. I would love and no. Well, you even with digital assistants, you can see he struggles. But imagine him sitting down with Biden with no digital assistants. And we're talking about president and potential Senate candidate. So how's everything going, y'all? The president is Brandon. We have a Senate candidate, Fetterman, the second in line for president after Kamala Harris. Somebody allegedly walked off the street, some lunatic that has no ties to anything. This is not a ninja, or it doesn't seem to be a ninja or hired assassin. This is just some random dude that came off the street and walked into her crib is the story. How's everything going, y'all? That's the top people in our country right now.
And walked into her house naked, or when he got in there, he stripped down, which makes no sense to me. So who knows what that was? So, like, can you imagine getting like Brandon, Fetterman, and Pelosi all in the room having a conversation? Like, can you just imagine if that was going on? Like for real?
I know Pelosi would be controlling it. She is so savvy. So Pelosi is one of the greatest politicians of all time. And what I mean by that is not her ideology. She's a shaker and she's a mover. She's a power broker. So if she were in that conversation, she would make sure that they didn't say anything but like one word answers. But she slurs her words. She kind of comes across as if she's a little, had a couple, so that would be a funny scenario.
Well, she is by far one of the best unorthodox heels of all time. Yeah.
Yes. And famously, I called her sexy. I don't know if you remember that. No, I stand by it. No, I stand by that. I do stand by that because there's something, number one, there's something sexy, even though it's evil. Now, remember, like if you look at biblically, like the devil can present itself in many ways. And some of the things that are evil can be attractive. I'm going to speak just for myself, not for Ray. But in that way, for her to be so arrogant, like remember when they were talking about her and the stock, as far as the conflict with her being able to trade stock and then also be the number one legislator in the country. And they asked her, well, don't you see a problem with it, basically? And she was like, nah. To have that kind of cojones to stand up and do that. And then you saw her with the swimsuit on. So I stand by my statement on her.
I'm curious if someone's gonna make a meme of this, like putting that photo of her in the swimsuit next to that photo of Elon Musk without his shirt on. I'm curious if someone would try that. Curious.
We can't. But we have. So let's do this. Let's talk about Ray. No, for no, I got it because we did that clip on when we were kind of like having fun with it. We're both on our weight loss journey, so we're not trying to like knock people who try to lose weight. But was a little large in that picture. He's lost weight. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
He's lost a lot of weight.
In the video of him with the sink, he looked actually a bit smaller.
He's probably lost 20. He's probably lost at least 20 pounds.
Possibly.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Ray. You saw him on the. Ray, you saw the picture, man. That wasn't even looking right.
Yeah, you took that clip of me and you talking about it and you edited it down like on Gab. I'm gonna go find that because that was hilarious what you did right there.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go try to find it.
And I believe, gosh, I read so many things. I don't know if it's speculation or not, but I think I heard that clip, that picture, kind of going viral, motivated him to lose weight.
Oh yeah, it certainly did.
Yeah. And he's a smart guy. I mean, he's a smart guy. He's well off. I'm sure he can. I don't think he has a chef, but he could afford a chef or, through his company, whatever.
Give me 1 second. Yep. I got it right here. I'm going to bring this right up. Like, this is hilarious right here. It's legitimately hilarious. Find it.
The picture is classic.
Right here. Here we go. Right here. Like me and you talked about, and you edit it, and it's hilarious.
You know who else should?
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is hilarious.
You know who else should have covered up at the beach, Ray?
Who?
Elon Musk. Did you see that?
I saw that.
Did you see that?
But the irony is he posted that meme of Bill Gates though. So
I know.
So
Yeah.
he's kind of like throwing a little shade at himself too. Oh God. Oh God.
It's so the person, this is one of the greatest tweets I've ever seen. So this person Sin says, "Never in my life have I seen a physique like this."
Yeah. Something looks off a little off right there. So
No, Ray, is he holding his gun in? Is that what that is?
either that or he has some ab implants. From plastic surgery.
Like once you get too loose, it's not like there's no ab implants, there's no holding it in. You just, and it looks better when you just let it go.
Okay. You know who sent me that picture? Carlos sent me that picture, and I used it in the thing.
Oh,
but shout out to E. He lost some weight. He purchased Twitter, man. We rolling right now, man. I was talking to somebody on Twitter. I was like, we're in the digital 5th generational civil war. Elon Musk just bought us some territory. That's what that was. So did you see earlier Elon Musk tweeted some article from, was it Santa Monica Chronicle or something like that, with a very speculative article about the Pauly P situation. My take on him tweeting that, number one, there's nothing illegal about him retweeting it. Number two, he never said anything in the article was true. He just said there might be a tad bit other things going on, and he linked the article. Number three, that's Elon Musk. That's a good sign. He deleted it, unfortunately, but it's a good sign. He's saying, this is our territory now. I own this. That's the owner. That's the CEO of Twitter now. I own this. It was a reply to Hillary Clinton. He replied to Hillary.
That part I was not aware of. I didn't know it was a reply to Hillary Clinton.
Reply to Hillary.
Yeah. Can you imagine what kind of someone has to have balls to do that? Well then again, like he did that thing with Bill Gates though, so that tells you something right there.
Yeah, man. I know a lot of people don't trust Elon, but
like I told you, I told you in one of your live streams, I view Elon the same way I view the Liver King, where I have a love-hate relationship with him. Like I like a lot of things he does, but with this Neuralink stuff and the fact that he's also has ancestries into the committee that goes into the Committee of 300, that leaves a lot of question marks with me. A lot of them.
Yeah, much more about that stuff. Yeah,
like when I say the Liver King, like I have a love-hate relationship with him. Like I like that he's promoting like this healthy diet, very nutritious, like a carnivore diet, but at the same time, that guy's clearly on steroids. Like, if you've seen what he looks like, he's clearly on steroids.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's a good analogy. I don't trust anybody, so I'm a fan of Elon, a supporter, but I don't trust anybody.
Yeah, I try not to trust anyone either. So like right before I was before you came on, I was watching a few South Park clips, like the giant douche and turd sandwich one, just to have a good laugh. When I come on your show for election night, in the midterms, we should play like that those clips while we're doing it as a joke.
Yes, because I'm probably gonna be streaming for hours, so we'll have time.
Yeah, instead of starting it at 11 Eastern, try to do it at midnight Eastern, because I work on that day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep. Okay. We'll hit it up. That's gonna be a big day, man.
Oh yeah.
So many articles, so many things to discuss, so many races to look at. Yeah.
Yeah. So we get back to the Fetterman and Oz one. Mm-hmm. If you have to pick right now, who's gonna win?
Oh, I think Oz is gonna win. I mean, if Fetterman wins, I don't know what to say, man. If Fetterman wins that race, are you serious? There's no way. Yeah, it's over. It's done.
Yeah. Well, people voted for Brandon, so
Yeah, it's possible, but I think that race is a wrap. It's over. You saw that clip of Chuck Schumer on the hot mic with Joe Biden.
Yeah, it didn't help. It didn't hurt us that much. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I saw that. Like
that means
like-
they're hurt. What that means is in political, like I've worked for corporations, all that in corporate speak. That means we're in trouble. That's what that meant.
Do you think they knew they were being filmed right there?
I think so.
Like, because if they knew they were being filmed, then they could have just been doing it for the camera, possibly. Now, if they didn't know they were being filmed, like that raises a lot of questions too.
No, I think they knew. Chuck Schumer is like he's right up there, close. He's not on Nancy Pelosi's level, but he's a very savvy politician. I don't think it was a mistake. Here's what I'll think. I think they're trying to set it up to make it so Republicans win in a lot of these races, but maybe it's not by as much as you thought. So they're going to say, whoa, look at that. Y'all won, but you didn't. So you got, kind of like a football game. Oh, you won by a touchdown and you were supposed to win by 3 touchdowns. I think they're setting it up for like Oz maybe barely wins, like maybe 3% or something like that. And they're like, oh, look, we almost got him. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm actually expecting something like that. Like Oz will barely win. That's just what my opinion on it is.
Yeah, I think they're trying. I don't know if you saw the polls, not for the Oz, but in other places they had Kerry Lake up 11, depending on the poll. I think they're trying to make an 11 is huge margin in Arizona.
Yeah,
that's a huge margin. So I think they're trying to make it even blow it up more now.
Well, Arizona's a red state though, so yeah. Like it's not really a purple state. No, it's not.
Yeah. They'll have to prove it. So we'll see if Blake Masters, because that race is polling at least close. I think Blake's going to win, but it's close.
Yeah,
at least for polling.
Yeah. So this is my prediction for the midterms. This is just my opinion. I can't back this up. This is just from what I've been reading up. What could happen. What I think is going to happen. Republicans will get a super majority in the House. That's what I believe. They will get anywhere up max anywhere from 40 to 50 seats. I'm not saying they're going to get that. I'm just saying at max that's what they're going to get. And they'll have a super majority. Now in the Senate, I think they will gain 1 seat, maybe two, but I think they will, and 2 is max. But I think they will gain just 1 seat though. Like that, from everything I've been reading, that's what my prediction is.
I think you're probably right. Supermajority, that would be a red tsunami if they had a supermajority. And now for if you don't follow this stuff a lot, it's not going to mean much as far as passing legislation, but the House has a lot of power. The House has the power of the purse. And then what we will be talking about the day of or the day after the election. Because some of the races we won't know about till a week, but the day after we'll know pretty much if it's going to be a red dominated House is going to be Kevin McCarthy. That's going to be the whole month of November, December, leading up to January. You're going to hear the name Kevin McCarthy over and over. And what this is going to be, if you don't know, the last election, 2020, there was this big thing where people thought AOC, Ilhan Omar, and all those were progressives, basically MAGA, but on the left. But they turned out to be fake, but people thought they were real. So they wanted to get Nancy Pelosi out of there because she's corporate. They didn't do it. They had the power to try to force her out. They didn't even try. MAGA cannot do that. That was the force to vote from Jimmy Dore. MAGA cannot do that. Kevin McCarthy cannot be Speaker of the House, period. If Kevin McCarthy is Speaker of the House after the Republicans take over, that doesn't mean the end of the world, but what that means is MAGA doesn't have the influence that you think they do at this point.
Yeah. Like I said, I would hope that it'd be Jim Jordan that takes that spot. That's what I would hope as the Speaker of the House. Because in my opinion, I have right now in the House, I would have him and Marjorie Taylor Greene on the same. They're my 2 favorites. But now, my favorite person in Washington right now, at least my favorite one, is Rand Paul. But he's in the Senate, though. And, in my opinion, Rand Paul should become the leader, the Republican leader in the Senate. We need to get McConnell out of there immediately. And Rand Paul should be the guy to take that spot.
Yep, I agree. The Senate will be a lot harder, though. The Senate has no MAGA influence after the election. We'll be seen. But still, to make Nancy Pelosi is a great politician. Mitch McConnell is also. He's been proven on that, period. So to move him out, Kevin McCarthy is a great politician too. I mean, he was part of the Young Guns with Paul Ryan, and he still survived. And the way he's been able to survive is he saw the populist wave coming, so he went, okay, I'm going to pretend to be kind of with them right now, and he's not. He's a corporate dude. So I'm not as worried about Mitch because it's going to be very hard to get Mitch out of there. He's a boss, but Kevin, they should be able to get out.
Well, the thing about Mitch McConnell, he actually would have been out if Trump didn't endorse him. Like Trump endorsed him in 2020, and I think he actually regrets doing that.
Oh, absolutely.
The reason he endorsed him was because he came to him and begged him for help, like literally got on his knees and begged him. Now I don't know if he actually did get on his knees. I'm just doing like a hypothetically, like pretty much basically what he was doing. But like he went there and begged him to to give him an endorsement. So yeah, like this is a flaw with Trump. He endorses people that are anti-MAGA and are against him, but he still endorses them for I don't know why. So, yeah,
that is a very big problem. The endorsement of so you asked me earlier, Ray, what happens if Fetterman wins?
Oh, my aunt's in the chat too. Hey, aunt.
Oh, shit. What's up?
Yvette. That's my aunt right there.
Hello. If Fetterman wins, the first person I'm looking at is Donald Trump. And that might be sometimes I go way too far, but if Fetterman beats Oz, I don't know how Trump recovers from that. I really don't. I mean, that's the guy you chose, and this dude literally doesn't have a functioning brain, and Oz can't beat him. Trump, I don't know how you come back from that one. I really don't.
Yeah. Well, this is a theory I heard about why he endorsed Oz, because reason he endorsed him and not Kathy Barnett is because Kathy Barnett was who's very political, would talk circles around Fetterman. Now the thing about Oz, he's a Hollywood guy, he's a famous person, so that's probably why he did, because he would actually have more influence too, he would have a better chance of beating Fetterman. Well, then again, he's not really that popular as people think he is, though. But a lot more people would know him more than Kathy Barnett, though.
Yeah, what happened there? I heard that Trump and Oz were friends, which kind of would make sense. That's the kind of circle Trump rolled in. But it turned out that there was this group. What was it called? I forgot the name of the group. There's an anti-Trump group that went behind Kathy Barnett. Mm-hmm. It's a Republican anti-Trump group that kind of started funding her, so it became like a civil war on that side. For me, as just a person watching, I don't care about none of y'all's civil war. Kathy Barnett, I watched this, and I know her very well. She was just on Tim Pool, but I watched her debates. If you doubt Kathy Barnett, go back and watch the debates in Pennsylvania. She was by far. From the start of every debate, you look at this and you're like, wow, who is that? Who is that person? She was the alpha. She was like the Carrie Lake of those debates. I even said 2024, I would rather see Carrie Lake, Kathy Barnett as a ticket than anybody else, than even DeSantis or Trump. I know that sounds crazy, but I really like what I see from them. So you'll hear more from Kathy Barnett in the future for sure.
Yeah. So, do you think she'll become like what the Stacey Abrams of the Republican Party? Then, Stacey Abrams, as you know, ran for governor in 2018, lost, then ran for Congress because she's extremely popular there, and actually won. And then now she's running for in this election cycle. So, do you think Kathy Barnett will become like that? She'll probably run again for some office, maybe somewhere in Pennsylvania, maybe in the House, possibly, maybe. And then maybe 4 years down the line, she'll run either for the Senate again. Well, 6 years down the line, I should say, for the Senate again, and then or maybe even governor of Pennsylvania.
That's a hell of a comment there, Ray. Yeah, I don't think from because Stacey Abrams does all the voting rolls and all that kind of stuff, and that's where she's the best. She's not a good candidate. They need her doing that kind of stuff, not running for governor. But yes, I do see Kathy Barnett having that type of role with MAGA, because she lost that race, and it was a whack. Everybody knows she was the best candidate, but she handled it very gracefully. And she never threw Trump under the bus. I'll be honest with you. If I were in her position, I might have thrown Trump under the bus, and then that would have been the end of my career, basically. Because I'm not going to lie. But she did not throw Trump under the bus. She did not endorse Oz either. So when we look at these populist candidates, they don't operate like these corporate candidates. The corporate role would have been to endorse Oz, even though you know he's whack. She was like, she never dissed Oz either. She just never endorsed him either. Like when you ask her about him, she never endorses him. So she's playing the role perfectly, and she's a star. So yes, I agree with, I don't know where she'll be, but she will be in the future doing something.
Yeah. And like when I just mentioned Stacey Abrams, like, who do you think is going to win the governorship between her and Kemp? Like, I'm curious what you think.
Oh, it's Brian Kemp's going to win easy. She's struggling. She can't even rally her own voters. She's really struggling with those who identify as black men. That race down there in Georgia is really, it's highlighting the struggles that the Democratic Party are having with black men. There's a big divide between black men and black women right now. Black men have had a lot of, not everyone, but a lot of black men have had enough with the Democratic Party, done with it, and are leaving. Black women are not nearly as much. And her race is highlighted. They've been throwing events to highlight black men. They even had a situation where on MSNBC, Tiffany Cross criticized black men. It's a clip I've played on my channel a couple times. She came out and said, black men, why are you cozying up with your oppressor? The ones that were not. Yeah, it's that. So she has no chance of winning that race at all, in my opinion.
Yeah. I watched the debate on Adam's channel because he was streaming it. And while he was streaming it, I was actually thinking because he had the libertarian candidate there. I forgot what his name was.
Shane Hazel.
He absolutely destroyed both of them. It wasn't even close. He was way much better than both of them. Way much better.
Shane, if you don't know who we're talking about, Google Shane, Shane, Hazel, Hazel. He absolutely annihilated both of them. One of the best libertarian showings of this election season. Comic Dave Smith was giving them credit. Everybody was. I did a video on it. Outstanding. We need libertarians in every single debate like that.
Yeah. Well, my only concern with that, it's like the Teddy Roosevelt analogy. Like Teddy Roosevelt was the reason we got Woodrow Wilson as the president and nearly destroyed the country. So because he took votes away from William Howard Taft, and that allowed Woodrow Wilson to win that election. So I'm glad there's more than just the Republican and Democratic Party. But then at the same time, you're taking votes away. Like you're giving them the bigger opportunity to win. The Democrats.
That is a legit concern for those of you. I fully understand where you're concerned about the Libertarian Party taking votes away from the Republican. But for me, it depends on the race. If you look at Arizona, and Comic Dave Smith, who I think is the leader of the libertarian movement right now, talked about this. You look at the race in Arizona, Blake Masters versus Mark Kelly. Comic Dave Smith was like, there's no need for a libertarian in that race. Not that Blake Masters is perfect, but we're not trying to sabotage people. So know this, if you have the Libertarian Party is not trying to sabotage people if they're good enough candidates. Why they went over there and they're trying to get into that Georgia race, they're not sold on Brian Kemp, and neither am I. I know a lot of people like him. I think he's complete trash. You saw how he turned on Don Dada.
I don't like him. I don't like Kemp either.
Yeah. So there are people who I chat with, they love Kemp. And I understand why. He's a good politician, like a good corporate politician. But after what happened the last cycle, I despise him. And the Libertarian Party sees it too. And that's why they're going to that race. They're not trying to sabotage MAGA. You do not need to fight the Libertarian Party. They don't want to sabotage Marjorie Taylor Greene and good candidates.
Like I see what Metalopoly is saying right there. I'm not saying I would support him either way. I would still vote for Kemp. I'm just saying he destroyed them both in that debate. I would still vote for Kemp over that. So, like you said, I'm pro-life. I will not support. I agree with you right there completely. Metalopoly. I completely agree with that comment. I'm just saying in that debate, he destroyed them both, in my view.
Yep. And just to be clear, libertarians are not. I hate generalizing, but the people libertarians are not pro. Am I reading that right? That Metalopoly. Shout out to Metalopoly. Thanks for stopping through. Is he saying that the libertarians are pro gender stuff? You know,
that guy actually, I believe so.
So libertarians. There's a big debate right now on abortion and the gender ideology with libertarians. Yeah. And here's I don't want to speak for anybody. Here's my take on it is I look at the relationship between a parent, their child, and their doctor. I don't have anything to do with that. That's my take on it. The compromise is wait till the child's 18 or older. So I think libertarians align on the gender ideology stuff. As far as abortion goes, you have to go by libertarians, you know, each one. But for me, I do the same thing. I'm pro-life personally, but as far as like legislatively, then it's between the mother, their family, you know, their choice and their doctor. But
yeah. Me and you had multiple conversations on this. Yeah. Like Metalopoly, I completely agree with you right here. That's why I said I don't think it's a good idea to have a third candidate run because we have the Teddy Roosevelt analogy. He's the reason we got Woodrow Wilson. I would prefer in the world that I would prefer, we would have no political parties whatsoever. That's what I want because it just does nothing but divides us. Like George Washington said, we should not be doing that kind of stuff. We're just dividing us even more. So what I think, what it should be, have the get rid of political parties as a whole and have the two best candidates that the people want coming forth. Like we have one constitutional everything all across the board. That's what I believe it should be.
Yeah, it's a great topic of discussion. And let me add this for Metalopoly. I'm in a different place right now. I honestly don't care who wins, Brian Kemp or Stacey Abrams. I know that's not a popular opinion, but to me, trash is trash. The days that I go into, I'm not in Georgia, but the days that I support someone because they're the lesser of two evils are done. I'm out. So what the libertarians have to do is they do have to sabotage a race like that. And again, not Blake Masters, not J.D. Vance, not Marjorie Taylor Greene. In a race where you've got two whack corporate politicians, libertarians have to come in. They do have to sabotage those races. You do have to lose and get a Democrat in there. Why? So libertarians can come to the table and say, you do that nonsense again, you put a Dr. Oz there. Where's the libertarian in the Dr. Oz situation? You put whack candidates in front of us like Dr. Oz, Brian Kemp, we will wreck you. So next time, put somebody quality like Carrie Lake and we won't even bother you. Do you notice libertarians aren't trying to attack? They're not trying to split the vote for Carrie Lake. They're trying to split the vote for Brian Kemp because he's whack. So that's my take on it. We got to take some sacrifices for the Libertarian Party to get leverage to come to the table and say to the GOP, who are you guys going to go with? Oh, if you go with Brian Kemp, you're going to get wrecked. If you go with Kathy Barnett, oh, we like her. We won't get involved.
Yeah, like I'm not a fan of either Kemp or Abrams at all. Like the Shane Hazel guy, I didn't even know who this guy was, but even before this debate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But like I said, I would rather. I don't think he should be running. Like in my opinion, we should have only two candidates as a whole. In my world, we would not have any political parties. So what we need with the system we have right now, we should have just one Republican and one Democrat. That's just my view, and go head to head. But until we get to the world that I would want, where there's no political parties, we just have to deal with what we have right now.
Yep, I agree. But what do you think about that? Basically, the Libertarian Party trying to get leverage. So right now, the GOP is not going to negotiate with the Libertarian Party on who they're going to run for any kind of federal office or governor. What do you think about my idea of libertarians picking the races to spoil and then having the GOP kind of have to negotiate with them potentially down the road?
Well, I think, and Metalopoly agrees with me on this. I think the Libertarian Party as a whole is a joke, in my opinion. It's like the stepchild, that's the stepchild that no one cares about, that lives in the mother's basement. That's the way I view it. So, literally,
that's savage, right?
That's literally what I feel like the Libertarian Party is, and Metalopoly completely agrees with me on that. Yeah, sometime I got to get him on my show to have a conversation more about that kind of stuff. But as you know, the Libertarian Party has no power whatsoever. But with the Teddy Roosevelt situation, if you get and with the Georgia thing, you put all three candidates right there, you're just gonna start wrecking. You're gonna have a stronger possibility of getting a Woodrow Wilson or a Stacey Abrams or a Fetterman or someone else or an AOC or whoever you want. Can you imagine, right now with the Kerry Lake thing right here, and who was it? Is it Hobbs who her opponent is? I believe.
Hobbs. Yep.
Can you imagine if he had a third party candidate right there getting involved right there? Can you imagine? And if he took votes away from Kerry Lake and Hobbs was actually able to win that election, if that happened, how would you feel being a libertarian yourself and you being a huge fan of Kerry Lake? Would that change your perception of having a third candidate right there as a whole, or do you think would it still be a good idea?
I fully support anybody trying to, whether I agree with them or not, I fully support anybody trying to get political power. But for Kerry, so to me, the only thing I have allegiance to are my principles. So if the Libertarian Party has a better candidate than Kerry Lake, then I would go with the Libertarian Party. But Kerry Lake is a special candidate. There's nobody, that's not happening. So the reason why I'm for Shane Hazel is that race is I don't like Brian Kemp. Do people forget? Maybe I need to do another video on Brian Kemp. We can't talk about it here. Maybe on a Rumble video. Brian Kemp was very, very bad for our process. And I will never forget that. Remember, Trump and Kemp used to be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that fell apart. So, yes, Brian Kemp can get wrecked, period. I would be perfectly fine with Stacey Abrams winning if that meant the GOP had to negotiate with the Libertarian Party. Okay, you guys have a lot of power here. We're going to try and run Brian Kemp again. And the Libertarian Party says, no, you're not. Or you can, but we're going to wreck it. So for Kerry Lake, the Libertarian Party would be stupid to me to run against Kerry Lake because Kerry Lake will wreck anybody. So you can try, but I wouldn't be for it. No, because Kerry Lake's a better candidate. Blake Masters went on with Ron Paul. Blake Masters is basically a Libertarian candidate.
My aunt is hilarious. My aunt is hilarious.
I don't blame you.
You would like to. I think you would love to have a conversation with her and my mom. They're very
We should do it. We should. Let's schedule it and do it. That'd be dope, man. But Yvette, I don't blame you. At this point, I would vote for Elmo over Fetterman. I guarantee you. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the Muppet that lives in the trash can again? Something the Grudge.
Oscar.
Would you vote for him over Fetterman?
I would vote for it. I would vote for Miss Piggy and all of them, Kermit the Frog, all of them over Oz, over Kemp too, and Abrams.
Can you imagine if you had right here, you had Fetterman on the stage, and then across the stage you had the Cookie Monster just trying to debate him.
Somebody should do a mashup. What's the comedian that you do? You sent me the links from. He's great. Was it Jay? What's his name? I forgot his name. Yeah, JP,
and also Brent Pella.
Yeah, he should do a mashup with Cookie Monster debating Fetterman. That would be funny. Maybe I'll try to do that. Shoot.
And speaking of JP, did you see that funny video he made a little bit ago? We're talking about a person waking up from a coma in 2003. who had a coma in 2003 and waking up in 2022?
I think. Did you send me that one?
No, I didn't send you.
Oh
it.
no, okay, I didn't see that. You saw the ones you sent. I did not see that.
Then
Pull it. You want to pull it up?
Oh yeah, you are gonna literally laugh your you know what off right here. Let me go find it.
He is great, man.
JP.
Humor. While you're pulling that up, humor as a weapon is. We are in the meme wars right now.
Find it. JP.
Oh shoot, he has another channel, doesn't he?
I think he does a lot of reaction. He had Tim Kennedy on his show too.
Okay.
Okay.
But that's a different channel.
Oh yeah, this is the wrong one. My mistake.
Yeah. That's a dope channel though. That's a good idea to just have a React channel.
Like this guy is hilarious. Like, let me find it right here.
Yeah.
Did you see the Fauci one that I sent you?
yeah, I did see that. That was good.
Oh my god! Like the Biden interview, that one was hilarious. Where is this one? Right here. Waking up from a coma in 2022.
Let's see this.
This is one of my all-time favorite videos he's done, like because of how funny it is.
Now,
right here.
Hey, you're awake! I thought you'd never wake up.
Oh my gosh. How long was I out for?
Like 19 years. Welcome to 2022.
What happened?
Well, it turns out that trying to shoot fireworks out from under your hat while on paper is a good idea. In reality, it turns out most of them just stay under your hat.
That was kind of stupid of me.
Yeah, but it was really beautiful. A spectacular red, white, and blue display. Then we started realizing the red was your blood splattering. Still beautiful, but kind of killed the vibe. And almost you.
Man, it's a miracle to still be alive. I'm so grateful for being awake.
I probably wish you weren't.
What's that?
Yeah, it's great that you're awake finally, because now you can start living life in this beautiful world of ours.
Yeah, about that. What's the world like? Like, are there flying cars, unified world peace?
Same old world, not any major changes, just subtle differences, things you'd probably never notice.
Yeah, it does sound kind of boring. Well, but at least after 9/11, did our country keep getting more united?
Yeah, kind of.
What do you mean?
Well, do you remember in history class learning about the Civil War?
Yeah.
Well, there's one happening now.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like we're united over that.
So like in our country, there's opposing armies killing each other on battlefields?
No, not yet. Right now, the Civil War is being fought at the psychological level, but I'm hoping it progresses to the physical.
Why would you hope that?
Yeah, I just think it'd be really interesting. One side is very pro-gun, the other side is very anti-gun. I don't think they really thought through their whole strategy on that.
That would be kind of cool to see. What else is different?
I mean, not much. It's hard to really think of anything. Oh, men can get pregnant now.
Really?
Not really, but you kind of just got to go along with it.
How come?
Well, you know how when you and I were kids, we'd go off into imagination land while we played, but then we'd come back and let reality guide how we live?
Yeah.
Well, that's reversed now.
That's weird.
Yeah, but just act like it's not.
Why do I have to act like it's not?
Because if you don't, people with blue hair will get really mad at you.
People have blue hair now?
Yep.
Does it look good?
Mm-mm.
Okay. What else is different?
Well, you know how as a collective we learned about the horrors of communism and outgrew it as we evolved?
Yeah, of course.
Well, unfortunately, it's still around.
Oh my gosh. I feel sorry for those countries. The oppression they must be.
It's here.
Here in the U.S.?
Yeah, but they switched the name of it to progressivism so people wouldn't recognize it.
People are dumb enough to fall for that?
Exactly.
Well, if there's communism, we still have the Constitution, right?
Yeah, we do, on paper, certainly. But it turns out that that's just paperwork.
Freedom of speech? How could they get rid of freedom of speech?
Yeah, it was a clever process based on stupidity where the things they were doing to take it away, they were telling people they were doing those things to protect freedom of speech. Like, it turns out censorship does not protect freedom of speech after all.
I just don't believe people would be dumb enough to fall for that.
Did I mention people have blue hair now?
Yeah.
Sit with that. But yeah, they've obliterated the whole Constitution, and they even overturned Roe versus Wade.
But that was never in the Constitution. It seems like the world's actually changed a lot.
Yeah, but you barely notice it when it happens inch by inch. You acclimate along the way. I mean, you'll really notice it. You just woke up. I wouldn't want to be you. But for the rest of us, we just get used to it along the way. Kind of like a frog sitting in a pot of water being heated up towards a boil.
But what happens to the frog once the water's boiling?
We're told it'll really be protected then. Man, it is so good to have you back.
Yeah, I'm grateful to be awake now. But on the brighter side, there's got to be like some amazing advancements from some of the brightest minds on Earth. Like, have they cured AIDS yet?
Now they're causing it.
How are they doing that?
Well, you remember how we used to have freedom of speech, but don't now?
Yeah.
So I can't really talk about it here.
Okay.
Oh, M&Ms are still around. That's good news. They are such a delicious candy.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, except now M&Ms are about diversity and inclusion, which means I think they're against men and straight white people, such as yourself.
But it's just candy. How does that even make any sense?
Yeah, making sense isn't really something we worry about doing anymore. Oh, and racism's a thing again.
They allow racism?
They encourage it.
So they want you to be racist against black people?
No, white people. It's the exact same thing, but in reverse.
So black people are now racist against white people?
No, not really. It's mostly white people racist against other white people.
That doesn't make any sense.
You're getting it.
Okay.
Wait for what? I'm right here.
Is Lisa still waiting for me?
No, not at all. She was really committed to staying by your side, but when things started looking bleak about you ever, well, not just laying there pissing yourself, she left you for someone else.
What?
Yeah, unbelievable. She wouldn't stay with you through hard times. I don't think a girl like that's capable of actual love. But she married the guy, and they've got a couple kids now.
I don't know how to process this. Oh, who's the guy?
Me.
I mean, what? And you guys have kids together?
Yeah.
You would do that behind my back?
I wouldn't do that to you, bro. We conceived the kids right there next to you. You seemed really upset.
How long was it after I went under that you guys got together?
It was a while.
How long?
So you went into your little coma vacation on July 4th, 2003. So we then got together like 3 months before that.
That doesn't add up.
Oh, math is racist now.
Dude, this whole thing is horrible. Who's the president now?
Have you ever heard of a guy named Joe Biden?
No, never heard of him.
So he'd been a senator for like 150 years. And then...
Oh, yeah. Wasn't he the guy that tried to run for president like back in the 80s? And he lied about his academic achievements and college degrees and then got caught plagiarizing a speech and finished like 37th in the polls?
Right. He's the president.
Now?
Yeah, sure is.
Huh. And how did the Civil War start?
Well, before you went into the coma, did you ever watch The Apprentice?
Yeah, this is a pretty good show.
Well, he became the president.
Huh?
But the New World Order that's trying to enslave humanity couldn't control him. So they made up aggressive lies about him to convince almost half the country to hate him.
Made up lies about him. But didn't journalists expose their lies so people could see the truth?
There's no more journalism.
So, like, the news isn't a thing anymore?
Oh, the news is still a thing.
Well, you said they got almost half the country to hate him. What about the other side? Did they reelect him?
Kinda.
What do you mean?
Can't really talk about it because of the whole...
Freedom of speech isn't a thing anymore. Got it.
Right.
Whatever. Well, on the positive side, I'm hungry. I haven't tasted actual food in a while. I would love to eat.
Would you like to hear about food shortages? my freedom loving
Oh,
friend.
God.
If you haven't heard, I started an all new YouTube channel.
That's one of my favorite ones he's done. That was
Okay.
crazy, man.
Another one of my favorites is when he talked about like when liberals become conservatives. Like it's basically the entire video about a liberal yoga student becoming a conservative. Like oh my God, it was hilarious. So
It's just so much more powerful when you can do it in a humorous way.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredibly funny right there. Like, oh, 1 second. Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I
Can you hear
can
it?
hear. I can hear.
That's my own mom. That's my mama, Osiris.
Oh, what's up? How you
Hi.
doing?
Yeah. Basically, I told Osiris that you actually would like to that you would actually get along with him right here in a good conversation wide because I get my debating skills from you.
You sure do. I was debate in high school, so yes, you do.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you did debate back in the day?
I did.
Yeah, I would, if I were, knew everything I knew now and went back to high school, I would definitely be in debate. Never did it though.
Yeah. Yeah. Like my brother also, he's a debater too. So yeah.
Oh, he sure is.
Yeah. So basically, what we were talking about. We were talking about that video right there, like how funny it is. Like I'm waking up in a coma from 2003, and right now, like the world would be completely different. So yeah.
When me and Aunt Vet were laughing, but she didn't come on today.
Yeah, but yeah, from when I was like you said, you're pretty much like an independent mom. So your opinions probably align more with Osiris than they do with me.
I don't know, but I'm independent, proud independent. I don't choose either side, so each individual.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. 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 Oh, you can go, Osiris.
Well, I was going to say, I think we all need to have that independent spirit at heart, even if you call yourself whatever. So you judge each person individually, because what's going to happen is, like, for example, MAGA's kind of getting power right now. You're going to have people who are fake MAGA come out, and you have to be independent. You can't be attached to someone just because they portray themselves to be this or that. So, yeah, I feel that.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and basically MAGA itself has become its own political party as itself, different, separate from the Republican Party. So, like, you can say you're MAGA or you're Republican, but they mean two very different things. MAGA means populism, and like Republican means like old school traditionalism. Well, maybe not necessarily traditionalism, but like more like a moderate type of old school, but a little bit of it mixed together.
Kinda.
Yeah. And basically we were also talking about the midterms coming up. Basically, like who do we think is going to be who's going to get the majority in like the midterms between Republicans and Democrats? And basically, like, we pretty much, Osiris and I agree right now, is that Republicans will pretty much get a major shift in in the House. They will get a majority, but in like the Senate, they'll get like just barely get the majority.
I think you're probably right about there. It's usually, you're probably right. Republican is probably going to overtake that part.
Yeah. Oh, you can go.
I think what's happened is Democrats have become so, I think, radical or wackadoo or weird. Like, they've become so weird that it's simple. All you have to do to kind of outshine them is say, I believe this, which is very simple. Like, I believe we shouldn't just give Ukraine money without any oversight. And then all of a sudden, you stand out. I don't know what the next play is for Democrats, because a lot of their positions, they're not going back on the Ukraine. They're not going back on race. They're not going back on gender. So I don't know what their future is.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah.
And everyone in that side believes the same thing. It's just inorganic. It's not possible for every single person in the party to agree on every single issue. They barely disagree. You got a couple people like Tim Ryan might disagree and stuff every once in a while, but you see much more diversity outside of the Democrat Party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, like overall, overall, if you look at the core issues, Republicans and Democrats agree on most things. The thing is, we're coming at it from completely different angles and have completely different ways to get to it. Different. We have the same end goal, though.
Yes and no, but yeah.
Yeah. but you can go, Osiris.
Well, I think the problem with the Democrats is their end goal is always to support them. That's what J6 was about. For the aftermath. The aftermath of J6 was about Democrats making sure that I'm really meaning Democrats and corporate Republicans making sure that you understand they are the ones to be concerned about, not the country, not the citizens, not where we're heading, them, their safety, their beliefs, their goals. Everything funnels back to them. It's not parents. Parents shouldn't have control. They should have control. What about voting? Voting should be a federalized thing, not up to the states. Hillary Clinton just came out with that video where she was like, ooh, the state legislators might decide something about their own process. So everything funnels to their power.
Yeah. And like that video of Hillary, that was actually kind of creepy too. Like it's if you watch her eyes, she was literally reading a projector.
Yep. She got the makeup on, full production, and again, very scary. She's already talking about 2024. She's already done. She's already talked about 2020, and she's really showing the focus. Again, what was the purpose of that video? To maintain power. That's all their videos are about, is like, how do we maintain? That's what they mean by saving democracy. It's how do we maintain power over this populist movement? Unfortunately, in Brazil, we saw that Bolsonaro lost today. So that's what they want. They want populist right people losing.
Yeah, they're trying to like scare people who are populist into submission. Pretty much, that's their end goal right there.
Exactly. That's what the aftermath of the Paul Pelosi stuff is so far. It's trying to scare you. Oh, this guy watched Glenn Beck. Have you guys ever watched Glenn Beck? Glenn Beck is not radicalizing anybody to do anything. You ever watch Tim Pool? The only thing Tim Pool's going to radicalize you to do is buy a loaf of Wonder Bread. He's milk toast. He's not some type of, radical nut job. But they still try to portray it that way. It's crazy.
Yeah. But like me and Osiris, me and you were talking about like how did this Pelosi thing even happen? Whether it was just a joke or something, like who knows? And I don't know. Like but there has to be something going on pretty much behind the scenes with this. There has to be.
I thought it was a joke at first with that. I really did. I didn't think that was real.
Yeah, the part that I didn't think was real at first was the part where the underwear stuff. Like I thought that was no, all seriously, I thought it was a joke. I retweeted when somebody talked about the underwear thing. I retweeted it and I thought they were joking. And then I was like, wait a second, is this real? Man, I can't tell satire from reality anymore.
Like it truly doesn't make any sense at the end of the day when you look at it. You hear two different stories. Like he walked onto the property naked. Oh, he didn't strip naked till he was inside, which makes no sense whatsoever. It's real that Paul Pelosi got his skull smashed. That's been proven. But it's too suspicious. Like because like this doesn't happen just naturally. Like the fact that this it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, let me ask you, your mom here. Do you think this is an important story, or is it just like tabloid type stuff?
Tabloid. They just want to stay in the media. And I don't think there's no way it's real. It's just tabloid stuff. I think they just want to stay in and keep their name in. And since it's Pelosi, that's just what they want. I think it could just be on like in the grocery store, them tabloid things. It could be on that. It's not that serious. I don't think it is. Sure, he got hurt. Okay, that's sad. Oh, but it's not that serious.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, but at the end of the day, like the Democrats are going to use this as a ploy into the midterms. That's something pretty obvious. Whether or not this was planned or just an accident, they're going to use this as saying like this dude was inspired by Republicans or people on the right. So what we need to do is we need to get Democrats elected so we can put an end to this. That's what they're trying to use this for.
You think?
Yep, that's what I believe is what it is.
Well, they're trying to do that now. Yeah, they're definitely trying to do that now for sure. I don't know if you saw that interview. I forget who it was. The head of the NRCC was on with Face the Nation, and the host of Face the Nation literally said to the head of the NRCC that you should pull any ad that mentions Nancy Pelosi off the air. She was basically. You saw it? Did you see that? Yep, that happened today. I saw it on the clip. I was on Twitter, but it was on Face the Nation on CBS. Unbelievable stuff. As if the ad. Yep.
Yeah. I didn't hear about this until just now. Actually, this is news to me.
I'll send you the clip real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can. If you haven't seen this, it's. I don't even know what to say when I watch this. This is supposed to be a journalist, and I'll tell you. Let me send the clip to you in the private chat here.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I'll play it right here.
Off Twitter. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You got to see this. If you're in the chat, you got to see this. This is unbelievable stuff.
Give me 1 second. I'm pulling this up right here. Wait, come on. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I think she left right there. Okay. Okay. It's late at night anyway. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Appreciate her stopping through. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, she has a pretty interesting perspective. Like I get a lot of my debating skills from her. So yeah. Yeah. Well, again, sometime we can maybe set up like a full-on interview with her. So yeah. For
sure. Yeah, just hang out. Come in, come out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. But right here it is. Right here, I got it. Is it? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I never saw anyone after Steve Scalise was shot by a Bernie Sanders supporter
now
trying to equate.
Oh, she's back in. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're back in, right?
Yep. Thanks.
Okay.
Let's start. Yeah. Start it over.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw anyone after Steve Scalise was shot by a Bernie Sanders supporter
now
trying to equate Democrat rhetoric with those actions. Please don't do that.
Okay. Looking at your candidates, Republican candidates have spent more than $116 million on ads that mention Speaker Pelosi by name in this cycle. If this is about the issues, why should you make it about the issues? Why not depersonalize it?
It is absolutely about the issues. It's about the fact that we have double-digit inflation, exploding cost of living. We've got a crime wave across this country that is the direct result. In this moment,
we are 8 days out. Don't you think this needs to change? Why not pull some of these ads? Why not just delete your tweet?
I'm sure people like to talk about anything but what the Democrats have done to this country, which quite frankly is exploding cost of living, a crime wave in our major cities that is the result of this defund the police nonsense and cashless bail. I mean, you look at New York City, where you put someone in jail at 9 p.m. for assaulting someone on the street, and they're back out on the street at 9 a.m. committing crimes again. You look at my state of Minnesota. Minneapolis has 6,000 assaults since the beginning of the year, Margaret. Mm-hmm. Those are the issues that are top of mind for every voter in this country.
Yeah.
That's why they're going to show up on November 8th, and that's why Republicans are going to win in the midterms.
That's what our projections are showing. But I would suggest more pink slips, fewer weapons in our ads in this environment. Sir, thank you for joining us. Face the Nation will be back. Stay with us.
Yeah.
Wow,
so they're asking them to stop attacking the people that are on their side, really. So
she is speaker. She is the most powerful lawmaker in our country.
Mm-hmm.
And they on national television. This is not an interview. This is activism from her. This is Margaret Brenner. She's not asking it like when you ask a question like you really want to know an answer. She's asking it as like, why don't you do it? You should do that. pull the ads with Nancy Pelosi's name in it? Do you know how crazy that is? That's a signal to social media. Maybe you should derank. Maybe you should ban users who even criticize Nancy Pelosi. Isn't that the next logical step if you believe they should pull ads against Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah. Can you imagine? If you reverse the roles and you had Tucker Carlson saying they should take down all ads that are attacking that have Donald Trump in them? It's the same sense. Like, can you imagine how much Tucker would have been attacked for that? Can you just imagine?
Yep, they would have destroyed him for that. And then notice
Rightfully
when he
so.
started. Yeah, when he started talking about inflation, crime wave, she interrupted because she knew that they don't want to talk about. She's acting as a Democratic operative. The bigger thing too for me is they have all that energy about political ads criticizing Nancy Pelosi, the number one legislator, on policy. Where's the energy to find the truth behind what happened with Paul Pelosi? She has more energy about them pulling their ads than we do getting to the truth of the whole situation. We don't know anything that's really happened there. We're getting all kinds of crazy stories and nobody's answered questions yet. You just look at where somebody's energy is and it tells you everything.
Yeah. And I just didn't notice until right now, but you have that Eric July ISOM issue next to you. I didn't notice that till just now.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to do a little try something out to freshen it up. But yep, love it. That's if you don't know Eric July, one of my favorite YouTubers, a libertarian, anarcho-capitalist. He created his own comic book, sold $3.6 million dollars worth. Yep. Yeah. And it's a great book. My kids and we've read it multiple times. Love it. They got a couple posters, and I just like supporting independent work, good work, and he's a great dude, I think, from just watching him. So yeah, ISOM. Go holla at Eric July if you want a copy.
How long has it been out for?
I've had it for about a month now.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Independent. He did it on his website. It's called the Rippaverse, RIPPA, verse, VERSE. Check it out.
I love supporting independent, and small businesses and stuff like that. So I absolutely will check that out.
Check this out. With Eric July, PayPal started playing games with his money. He had about 1.2, I think, million dollars worth of his sales through PayPal. Mm-hmm. PayPal said, we're not going to give you that money until you fulfill the deliveries. That was not a part of their terms of service or agreement or anything like that. So it's scary out here. And we talked about this, about the PayPal. They were going to charge a fee for people for misinformation or whatever, hateful content. Remember that, Ray?
Yep, like $2,500 for what they deem to be misinformation by their sole discretion
for each infraction. And what that's Now I heard they brought it back, but I don't know about that. So a lot of people started canceling PayPal. For me, in my opinion, it's to stop stuff like this. They got a guy who is now selling more comics in this small little genre than Marvel comic books. They don't sell a lot of Marvel comic books.
Is that legal for PayPal to do that?
Well, who knows?
Nobody's stopping them at this point.
That doesn't seem legal. I mean,
I know.
Of course not, but it doesn't seem it should be legal.
I don't even know what's legal. Look what happened to, I don't even know we can say his name on here. AJ. What happened to AJ? They trying to take what, 2 point something trillion last I heard is what the rumor was?
Yep.
1
Alex
billion?
Jones.
I mean, come on, man.
Alex Jones. And all he did was just cover the story. He didn't make. He wasn't the first one to raise questions. Now he was wrong about. He was wrong. We all know that. But
you sure? Do you know about? I was hard for me to find the exact clips that he did. I don't want to go too much in depth. I'm just curious about you, Ray, because I know you know him well. Do you know what clips they're talking about? Was he actually off base in what he was doing?
Was he actually intentionally sending people to people's houses or
no? I know he didn't do that, but when he talked about the incident, I don't want to get too much into it, but because when he talked about it, he barely talked about it that I know of. But
Yeah.
Was he
And,
really off on that?
He was off. Like
Okay.
what he was doing was he was raising questions like because there were some anomalies
But wait,
with it. But
we can't raise questions though. Like, did he make definitive statements? I honestly don't know. I couldn't find the clips.
At first, when he was just covering it, and yes, like there is video of him saying that it was fake. There is video of him. I've seen those, but he's apologized since then. And
but that's an opinion, anyways. I don't say you shouldn't be fined for your opinion.
Yeah.
I guess I don't get that.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, yeah. But they're not going after the people that actually started the rumors, though.
Of course, they're going after. They know they're going after the money. That's what they're doing.
Now you see how dangerous that is, though, because now the story that they've told about Paulie P, I don't believe it. So now, can I get sued?
Who knows?
Because I'm not saying anything's fake. So that I think that you got to be careful. I'm saying that I don't believe it. Can I even have that opinion anymore?
Who knows?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Is your mic? Is your mic okay?
It might be an internet connection more than mic.
Okay. Yeah, we'll wait to see. We'll see if she gets that sorted out there in a second. But yeah,
you know what I wanted to do, Ray? I wanted to at some point try to do call-in stuff, but it's dangerous because you don't know who's going to call in or video in. But
I wouldn't do that. Actually,
you're against it. Maybe on Rumble though.
Even with that, I would say no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the risk is just too great.
I might take the risk because I saw Elijah Schaefer did it once, and he said his rule is you have to be on video, and I was like, I'm trying. My rule is I don't care if you call in or not, but I might try it on Rumble though.
Who knows? Like the person you call might be actually show footage of like a Reddit 50-50.
Yep, you're right.
So what would happen if they did that?
Your mic went out. Yeah, they'll pull your channel. You could lose your channel. So the danger of doing a live call-in is that if somebody wants to sabotage your channel, they could say whatever they want to say. Or even if they don't want to sabotage it, they could say the wrong thing. You'll get a strike. If it's bad enough, they could just pull your channel, everything, wipe it right away. That's what happened to Recato Law. Yeah.
Yeah. And I still have that strike on my channel from when I had you, Carlos, and Sal on for and none of us violated any rules.
Chris,
I thought you going off.
No, I had another one that happened like was it almost 2 months ago? Was it Osiris?
Yeah.
Like almost 2 months ago, I had another strike.
So
I knew that you told me that, but I thought it was off or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. I forget. That was a different one.
It takes was it 90 days? 90 days, right?
Oh.
So Chris, you don't know how heated I am about that, Christy. For these big companies to be able to accuse you, they accused you and me or whoever. We don't even know who. We were all on the live. They accuse you of what? Bullying and harassment?
Yep.
For this is from Google, one of the biggest, most powerful companies in the world, to be able to accuse little old you, me, and not even give us the quote, not even give us the timestamp. That has to stop immediately.
My son is not a bullier ever. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you're not either, and the other people, I'm sure nobody is. But my child is not. And I mean, that was shocking. He told me that. I'm like, really? I'm like, what was said? Because I don't know the rules and stuff, how it works. But he said they never told him. I'm like, there's no appeal process. How do you protect yourself then?
Well, there is an appeal process, but like literally within 24 hours, it got rejected. And well, actually, with this one, within just an hour or two, got rejected.
I don't see how can you protect yourself.
And the video was 4 hours long, so they didn't even watch the entire video.
That's why I was like, how can you protect yourself? That's so unfair. You can't even say, well, maybe it's misconstrued as this or that. That's not fair.
Yep. Yeah. So they give you the strike. You can't communicate to your community to say, hey, I'm off for a week. You can't do any posts or anything like that. And then they don't tell you where. They just give you, hey, it's bullying harassment. And you're like, okay, it's a 4-hour live. Where was it? They don't even give you a timestamp. Then you appeal it. Yeah, then you appeal it. And like Ray said, it's a 4-hour live or whatever. And then within an hour, they deny the appeal. And then they label you as a harasser and a bullier. That has to stop immediately. And I think when MAGA takes over, MAGA's not focusing on the right things. That right there has to stop immediately. It's more important than impeaching Biden or any of that nonsense. You can't have a big company labeling people as bulliers and harassers without even telling them what they did.
Yeah, and to me, that in itself is bullying. Then, in my opinion,
Yeah.
Based. Exactly. No, 100%.
Yeah. And plus plus YouTube, they have this very, very vague rule called borderline content, which means like you don't actually break the rules, but you kind of get close, so we're just going to give you a strike for that without even breaking any rules.
Yep. They literally have videos talking about this where they say we have borderline content, and even if you come too close to breaking the rules, we can still do whatever we want to you. Can you imagine that?
no, that's not fair.
Yeah. And like Alex Jones said it best. Like once they silence you, then they can say whatever they want about you. Like, and you cannot reply to it because you're banned.
Yep. And then what if they say, hey, you know, to do YouTube, now you have to use your real name or whatever, and then they label you as a bullier? Who knows what happens, and then that affects you in like real life. Oh, you're a bullier, right? How do you get a job? I mean, we're not at that point now, but I mean, if we don't, yeah.
Yeah. But like that episode was one of my favorite episodes I've ever done. Like we didn't get all four of us on at the same time because you had things you had to take care of, so you came in later. But like that episode was one of the best episodes and one of the most viewed episodes I've had, and they took it down.
Yep. And so that's why I'm thinking about, I don't know if you saw Viva and Barnes, I watch them every week. They start out for about, and Salty Cracker's been doing this too. They start out for like a half an hour to an hour on YouTube. And then you have to be careful because I think technically you can't give the link to Rumble. You got to be careful on how you take people to another site. But basically they stream on YouTube and Rumble at the same time. And then they say an hour in, we're dropping the YouTube. Join us over on Rumble. And I'm going to have to start doing that too.
Now, why can't you do that? Why can't you bring people over to another site?
Because they rule it, because they make the rules, because obviously they don't want to be used as a platform to get you off of YouTube. So they're kind of, you know, like a jealous person, like, wait a second, now you trying to take our users and move them over to Rumble. So I don't know the exact rules. You have to be careful on that, but you can tell them to go over there. I don't think you can post a link though.
Yeah.
So is Rumble, is their rules like not as harsh as YouTube then?
Yep, they have better. Yeah. Do you know the rules, Ray?
Oh yeah, like it's basically almost very constitutional like. Where like obviously you can't like call for death or like threatened to hurt someone or anything like that. Like if you do something illegal, then yes, you can get in trouble. But like pretty much everything else you're allowed to talk about for the most part, at least. Yep,
it's much better moderation. Even Twitter right now. We got to get up on. Well, are you streaming this on Twitter or no?
Yeah, this is on Twitter.
Are you live streaming on Twitter, or did you just do a YouTube link?
No, it's on Twitter, Facebook, and Rumble and YouTube.
Good. Twitter. I think I posted a video on Twitter and YouTube this past weekend. I had more views on Twitter.
Oh yeah, wow. Especially with how Elon. It's pretty obvious that once Elon came in, the algorithm was modified a little bit. Whether he was ordered it or not, maybe they did it anyway right as he came in to just like give them cover or something. Who knows? But it's clearly something was going on right there.
Yeah, Elon gave us it was a nod to the community when he said, I didn't make any changes. So Elon knows Twitter better than anybody. He knows something changed. So he kind of gave a subtle diss to those. What he's saying is people on the way out stopped whatever they were doing before he came in.
So is he letting banned accounts come back to Twitter then?
I'm heated about. I'm not heated, but no, not yet. Elon, if you're listening, you're on the clock, bruh. Did you see this, Ray? He talked about this moderation council.
Yes, I'm very well aware of that.
Nah, bro. No. We're not talking about any moderation council.
Yeah.
You out of your mouth, this isn't me. You, Elon, talked about free speech and bring the platform back to free speech. We don't need a moderation council. We have a constitution. So what you're doing is your version of free speech. What do we need a moderation council for? You are the head honcho. Bring back Alex Jones. Bring back Bannon. Bring back all these names.
Trump.
Bring them back now, and then change your terms and say, hey, this is what it is. You can't do anything illegal. And then we continue on. This moderation council, that sounds like something Jack Dorsey would do. That sounds like something like Vijaya Gotti would do. So I need to see what's going on, because those people should be back right now.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the moderation council then? How are they going to decide who is it? Someone he hires, or how are they going to decide that?
Yep.
So he's basically going to be just like Facebook. They have their own Supreme Court. That's what it is. That answers to them. And so he said it's going to be a diverse group. Nah, we don't need that. What's your take on that, Ray?
I'll get into that in a second. But
Okay.
me and you were planning to have a celebration tomorrow, because we thought everyone with Trump was going to be allowed back on and all of that. But apparently we're going to have to wait even longer if it ever happens. Who knows?
So when they come back on, if they come back, we'll still do a celebration, but we can't do it now. No.
Yeah. Why do you need to have a council? Literally just let everyone back on, and then you just keep your moderators right there. Just do it like that. You still need some moderators. I'm not saying to get rid of all of them, because you need something, because you need some people to find out if there's anything illegal going on but you don't need to have them keep patrolling 24/7.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on now. He's focusing on verification. So he might be focusing on other things like terms of service and verification. But right now, if you don't know, there's a rumor out there that he's going to charge anywhere from $5 to $20. And I did expect this, because right now Twitter Blue is a subscription for Twitter. It's like $3. And that's not enough money for him to generate. It's going to be $5 to $20, I think. And then you can get the blue, you can get a check mark. You can get verified, and you can use Twitter if you're not verified, but your content won't be deranked, basically.
Oh, and yeah, this is actually something interesting from Metalopoly. He says, Jordan Peterson's daughter tweeted at Elon asking if he'd restore her dad's account. He responded saying that he will let banned accounts back on. Well, he said that and specifically what Elon said is that everyone who was banned for moderate things would be allowed back on. So let him back on right now on Monday. I don't know if she'll be back or not. Who knows? Maybe she had another audio thing. But like I was saying he said everyone who was banned for something from small violations would be allowed back on. So
yeah, Ray, let's bring this up, because this happened, I believe, after the tweet, the Metalopoly. So I saw that. So I was hype about that Metalopoly. So if you could bring up this tweet, I believe this tweet happened afterwards. After he said that to Jordan Peterson's daughter,
Michaela
Peterson, who has a great channel. She's great in her own right.
Oh yeah,
but
right here.
But yeah, can you read that?
Yeah. Twitter will be forming a content moderation council with widely diverse viewpoints. No major content decisions or account reinstatements will happen before that council convenes. So how long will it be then? That's what my question is.
So that sounds like that's a great point, and to my interpretation, that's corporate speak for it's going to be a minute. Because I said I'm going to give Elon until a week, so that'd be Friday, this upcoming Friday. To me, it sounds like it's going to be it'll be maybe months. Who knows? I'm just speculating, but he's kind of lowering expectations with that. Interesting thing about that tweet, though, is he said that the Twitter is going to be forming this content moderation council with widely diverse viewpoints. No major content decisions or reinstatements will happen before that council convenes. He actually never said that council will be the ones making the decision. No, so he's a mathematical, he's an engineer, he's a very precise person. He never said the decision is up to the council. So I'll be clear, I don't know what this means, but it does mean it's going to be a while. I don't think it's going to be Monday when they come back. Who knows? I could be wrong.
Well, actually, technically today, because today's already Monday.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But I'll be shocked if I wake up in the morning and Trump or Alex Jones is back on. I'll be shocked. I was actually hoping that was going to be happening, but apparently it's not going to be. Which that upsets me, because I was getting my hopes up. You were, Pegasus was, Che was. Like, we were all gonna be having a celebration later tonight, probably just someday tonight, and now we're not going to be able to.
Yep, and I think it's going to happen. Because hey, I've never doubted Elon. Then in the end, I doubted that he was going to get Twitter. I was wrong about that. So let me make sure. If I don't want to doubt Elon, he's probably trying to make he's playing chess. So he knows some things where it's like, okay, before I bring them back, I got to do this. And I know there's threats. Did you see that there's threats of people, advertisers leaving the platform if they bring back Trump? Who knows about the App Store also?
Yeah, like Tim Pool, he talked about it on his show yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. No, I know it was Friday. My mistake. He talked about it, and he was like, well, like he what Elon should do, forget about it anyway, and just go with it. Because guess what? What the goal is for freedom of speech. That should be the end goal. And apparently, he's just doing something pretty much what Twitter was doing before he bought it.
Yeah, that was a great episode. Tim was on fire. I agree completely. Come in. You brought that sync in. He came in with the sync. What that was is like when your dog goes to a territory and they release themselves on it. They're marking their territory. When he came in with that sync, he marked his territory, and when he replied to Hillary Clinton with that article, he was marking his territory. You don't backtrack. You go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm. Like, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? Like,
yeah.
So I want to get your opinion on this. So, what if he does not unban Trump, Alex Jones, David Icke, or Jordan Peterson at all? What if he never lets them back, or even Gavin McInnes and Milo? There's a few others. What in your opinion? What if he doesn't do that? What do you think?
I mean, that could happen. I'm going to wreck him probably every day.
Oh yeah.
On that, and I compartmentalize this stuff, so I can still like SpaceX and Tesla and wreck him on this. It might the longer that happens, the more doubt I will have in him. But it's not acceptable. It's completely unacceptable if everybody's not back on.
Yeah, Alex, Trump and Alex Jones were the main people we wanted back on, the main ones. That's the moment Elon bought it, that's what we were all excited about. Mm-hmm. And if Elon does not reinstate them, what do you think is the point of him even buying Twitter? He should. If he's just not going to do that, then why not buy it? Then why buy it at all?
So I know a lot of people haven't phrased it like this. I follow Elon a lot. I'm very big on SpaceX and Neuralink and all that. I am actually pro transhumanism, believe it or not. He bought Twitter because we are in a digital battle, and so for example, for Tesla, he does absolutely zero marketing. No in America, at least, no money at all spent on marketing because the demand for the cars is bigger than the supply right now. So my point is, he doesn't even have a public relations team with Tesla. Last I saw, he fired most of them. There's only a couple people there to handle public. Twitter was his public relations, and he could have gotten banned. And I bet, looking back at it, the government and everybody else, they're kind of mad at themselves for not banning him. But that was his public relations. So he had to buy Twitter to protect himself. Also, he does no advertising. You know who advertises for him? People like me, and I don't talk that much Tesla anymore because the politics is so heavy, but people like Warren Redlick and David Lee and all these other people who, shout out to Omar's blog. They are just random people who love his companies. They are the advertising for him. And I follow a lot of them. They were being downranked. There was an attack on Elon already in Twitter. They were getting downranked, delisted, and shadow banned. So he bought Twitter because he thinks if he has the platform, the people who support him will get more voice and he'll get more power. So it wasn't just about free speech. It was about protecting his entities, and the number one thing Elon cares about, number one over everything, is getting to Mars. So he wanted to protect his company so he could keep on that mission.
Well, they'll probably do the first mission to Mars when the CGI gets good enough. So
So I'm
Yeah.
skeptical. You know, I'm skeptical just like you, but you're a little bit more skeptical than me because I think he will. I think he could get there, but it is going to be difficult.
And Duff Freak says this then he's part of the globalist commies. Well, like I said, he does some of his. He has family that are, or at least family ancestors, maybe even some that are in there right now that are part of the Committee of 300. So maybe he actually is one of them.
Can you talk about that? Wait, do you know what? Can you talk about that more? Does YouTube allow that, or?
Yeah, I talk about it all the time.
Okay, so for those who don't know, because Ray's great with this, man. Like Ray, I think you kind of remind me of you got your own style, but you remind me of like a Alex Jones type with the knowledge here. So what's the Committee of 300?
Let me bring this up right here. You know, it'll be easier if I bring the graph up right here.
You don't have to go too in depth. I don't want to break your flow, but just for anyone who doesn't know.
Yep. Hang on 1 second. Here. 1 second. Bring this right up because you're going to need this right here.
Mm-hmm. You're bringing up the pyramid structure. Yeah. That is a perfect thing to look at because a lot of people don't look at the higher up on this pyramid here, including myself.
Yeah, right here. This is the pyramid right here. Like guys, like the Illuminati, from what you think it is, that it's real. It's not some conspiracy theory. It's not just something that random people just think of. No, the Illuminati, the pyramid, that's real. Like it's 100% real. And guess what? And like the like Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, all those kind of people are in the pyramid. That is a fact. Well, I can't say that for YouTube, obviously, because they'll say, "Oh, it's just a giant conspiracy theory." So, but they are part of these families, though. Okay, the Committee of 300 is right below, is like the number 2 part of the pyramid. The top part is the crown, is the 13 bloodlines, which are the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Kennedys, DuPonts, Russells, et cetera, et cetera. The Committee of 300 is like the part right below them. Where like examples of the Committee of 300 are the royal family. That's an example of them. Or like the Orwells or the Huxleys. Those are families that are in the Committee of 300. The Committee of 300, the basic sense is that it's the 300 of the richest families in the world. Like the 13 richest families in the world are the 13 bloodlines, but like right below them, the next 300 richest are the Committee of 300. And what the Committee of 300 is, like they basically like decide like they work out trade deals. They work out if a new country will be formed. They work out if a war will be started, et cetera, that kind of stuff. And Elon, he has family ties to the Committee of 300, and the Committee of 300, like they have so much power. And like I said, when I mentioned Orwell and Huxley, those are the 2 guys who wrote 1984. Orwell wrote 1984, but Huxley helped him write it. So, yeah, and you clearly see right there with what's being pushed. Like there's like a 1984 agenda being pushed into the world right now from the things that happened these last 2-3 years. So, yeah, and Elon, he has ancestors that are in that, and like that raises a lot of questions with me. So, yeah.
So let me add this though. Let me know what you think about this, Ray. Just because he had the information is wonderful and unbelievable. And before I even talk about my opinion, I want to give you credit, Ray, because the reason why I think your channel might be shadow banned on a level that's rare on YouTube, because you talk about this kind of stuff and you have stayed true to that. But I think it's great information. It doesn't mean he's evil. And I don't think you're saying that. You're just giving the information. Just because he has those ties doesn't mean I can't agree with him on certain things, and doesn't mean that he's overall evil. And it doesn't mean that maybe in this instant he's trying to protect his companies, and that intersects with our best interests. So maybe you're right, and Neuralink won't intersect with our best interests, but here on Twitter, it might intersect. So what do you think about that, Ray? Is it possible that he's in this group, but not evil?
Well, Hike Martins said something great. Like Two-Face and Batman, he helps Batman, but then...
Great point. Well said.
So, like, can I, like, do I know for a fact if he's evil or not? No, I can't prove either way or not. Like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with Elon, but here's the thing: if he does not unban Trump, Alex Jones, and all these people, I immediately lose all trust in him. All trust. I will never trust him again, no matter what. And especially with the fact that he has family ties right here, that just puts it in ads and bonus. And then you would ask, well, why did he post that meme of Bill Gates? Well, I think this could be a simple reason, though. It could be, it's called counterintelligence. It's like they're playing a show. They're trying to make it seem like he's against the establishment and all these people, but in reality, he's working with them, and they're just trying to make him look good. So you give someone a false sense of hope, and that's what counterintelligence is.
Yeah, it could be that. I do think that it's possible for people within this power structure to have beef with each other. I mean, that's natural, just like your family. You can have beef within your family. And that's the uniparty. Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi can have beef. Mitch McConnell and Barack Obama can have beef. But at the end of the day, they both agree to bail out the big banks. They both agree on war. So they're in the same family overall. So you're right. Elon could be in the same family as Billy G, and they just have beef like brothers or whatever in any other family.
Well, and like the 13 bloodlines, they own every bank in America. Well, actually, not just America, but around the world, all the banks. So, and plus, like they control the Federal Reserve too. So, yeah.
So here's what I'll say: I love looking at this because we're playing chess and we can see the higher up structure. But at the bottom, what's the very bottom row there, Ray?
That is us, which is pawns.
Yes, but look at the bottom row. What if we all had our own uniparty? They can't stop us. Well, when you look at the top, there's only a few of them. It's only a few people manipulating all those people at the bottom. How are they doing that? Because they have us divided and fighting each other.
Without us, like the bottom, out of all the pyramid, everything in the pyramid, the bottom part is the most important part of a pyramid. Without the bottom, it falls over. And if we weren't here, like if we were able to move out of the way, the pyramid would fall over. Now, I don't even know if that's even possible because the pyramid could be invincible for all we know. Like, I don't know for 100% fact.
Yeah, let's assume that that's true. We are at the bottom and we keep beefing with each other over abortion or whatever the case may be, and we're going to have beef too. But at the end of the day, we've got to agree on certain fundamental things. Like, number one, I'm very strong against war. I'm more anti-war than I've ever been. Because Ray, I don't know if you remember when we talked about China, Taiwan back, a while back, I was like, wait, Taiwan's different. We might have to defend Taiwan. I'm out on that. Either you're anti-war or you're not. I am completely anti-war. So, I do not say, I say protect our country, our interests, but I'm not for Taiwan. And the reason I bring that up is we've got to agree on certain things for us to be together.
So do you think we should protect Israel?
Ray, you got me out here looking like Charlemagne the God on this one. Ray, there's a lot of things. Let me say this, Ray, to answer that, because I hate wishy-washy stuff. I'm considering that I might answer that question, and I don't have anything kind of radical to say about it, but to be honest with you, I don't talk about Israel at all very much. I really don't, and I'll just say maybe on a Rumble we'll talk about that. I'll just say I'm anti-war, I'm anti-funding, period.
Well, can you say this then? Are you pro-Israel or are you pro-Palestinian?
I'm pro-America.
If you had to pick between the two of them, then
I would not. I would not pick. Here's where
I'm pro-Israel.
I don't pick either. Here's my answer. What's our interest? I'm not any geopolitical master either, so I would have to get information from other people like you and to find out where's our interest, what's our interest. But I don't care about neither one of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm a support. Like I told, me and Carlos are full-on supporters of the state of Israel. So, yeah. But then that gets into the Iran nuclear deal. Do you think we should allow Iran to have a nuke or not?
So it's in our best interest for Iran not to have nuclear weapons, of course. They are a part. If we had a world war, which we're kind of in, Iran would be with Russia. I mean, the drones
China.
were from, and China. The kamikaze drones were from Iran, right? I believe they had people in Russia teaching them how to fly them and all that stuff. But yes, I'm against Iran having nukes, of course, because that's in our best interest for them not to. But I'm not for any military action to prevent them. Now, that's not what we're doing. But
Iran has sworn to destroy Israel. They've sworn that. And what do you think they're going to do the moment they get a nuke? What do you think is going to happen? You think they're just going to let Israel go? No. They've sworn to destroy Israel.
Yeah, I mean, here's my thing. We've got to have diplomacy. Like when I go out, I want to avoid conflict. I'm not looking to have conflict with other people. Israel and Iran, the whole area over there, they're actually like brothers and sisters. They're like family. The region out there, they're all in the same region. They've been beefing since the beginning of time, basically. So for me, if you want peace, you got to have negotiation. You've got to want peace. So that's up to them. They got to work that stuff out. I think diplomatically, though, I agree. America should I don't know what that looks like. I'm not an expert there. But what I mean by diplomatic reasons, anything outside of war, you can use to not let Iran get nukes. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm getting into this part right here. As you can see down here, you see religion down here. And guess what? I do not trust the Pope whatsoever. I do not. The Pope has came in support of lockdowns and stuff like that. And then plus on top of that, we know the whole world is a lot of these people. I'm trying to say it they're very well into doing bad things to children. We'll just leave it at that. And we know what the Catholic Church got caught doing. We know that. I think the Catholic Church is plays a role in this. That they're a sliver of the organization, just like Epstein, just like Cosby, and probably Weinstein. They're all part. It's a giant collusion thing, and the Catholic Church was just a sliver of it. And what my view on it is, a lot of these people, a lot of them, maybe even all of them, they kind of all have to do it because it's part of their satanic or Luciferian rituals.
Yep, I would not be surprised. And I believe in God. I do not trust man, though. I do not trust the word of God as communicated to me through an organized business. That's all organized religion is. It's a business. So I do not trust, not that they're always wrong, just like I don't trust Elon. Not that he's always right or wrong. I just don't. That's not a trust. I only trust a few. So I'm 100% with you. That's why I'm out on organized religion. All it is a big conglomerate. All it is a big corporation. It's no different than like Google.
Well, I've actually become more religious. Like I said, I don't know if I will become full on religious, but I've been becoming more and more.
Same here. But not for me, not organized religion. Like just like one of my favorite YouTube channels is Bryson, and I think it's called Bryson and the Bible. And what he does is read the Bible and say, here's my interpretation on it. I love stuff like that. I don't need, not that I'm not against going to church, but I just don't put my faith into a church. I put my faith more into as close as I can get to God through other people. Or I feel like when we connect, your mom was just on here. To me, that's a way. It's not religious, but I think when we build community and bond with people that we have minded goals, and that to me is in a way bonding with God.
Yeah. And also it gets into the Bohemian Grove thing too. We're Bohemian Grove is an example of what these people do. These satanic or Luciferian rituals they do. We're if Alex Jones had not gotten that footage, most people would think that would be nonsense. They'd be like, well, that's not real. There's no summer camp out there, a plot of land where all the elites were former presidents go, top ranking generals, heads of bankers, heads of estates, And a lot of other people, they don't go there and they do like occult rituals. They don't go there and have like gay sex and stuff like that, gay group sex. Like that's all nonsense. Until Alex Jones got that snuck in there and got that footage, it's shocking the fact that he got that. I'll even play the footage right here. I got it right here. We played it before, but I want to play it again. This is actually some interesting stuff right here. You play it. 1 second. Right here.
One last question. I read a Washington Times article many years ago where you had a comment about the organization, and then now it's been in the Wall Street Journal. It's been in a lot of different newspapers, and that's the Bohemian Grove. And back in, 1996, when you joined as a Clinton advisor, the Republicans were criticizing you. Oh, what about Bohemian Grove? And then you countered them by saying, "Hey, I don't run around in the woods naked." What did that mean? Here is the before-mentioned Washington Times article. He said, "I didn't run around naked like they do."
I don't know what quote you're referring to. I'm not aware of anything like that. Listen, I am a happy member of the Bohemian Grove. I like the folks who come there, and it's really inappropriate for me to talk about the group beyond that. Thank you.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Really?
That's right.
Well, I'm Alex Jones, and I snuck in there in 2000. I'm the guy that blew it wide open and got the video. It's been on national TV.
Well, I disrespect you for that.
You do?
I do.
But it's a lot of big public officials going in there. Don't we deserve to know?
I don't know anything about you, and I don't know anything about your film. But if you go in there with an understanding, you violated that understanding by releasing that film, and I don't respect you for that.
Really? But we have public officials.
I'm sorry. You took an understanding when you went in there that you would not do that film. And did you have an understanding when you went in there?
No.
Did you crash it?
Yes.
Yeah, and it has no trespassing signs there too, doesn't it?
No, they put them up after.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. I've been there before. I know what the circumstances are, and I'm sorry you violated the understandings. That was not a gentlemanly thing to do.
But what about the ritual? Is the ritual genuinely?
Look. Now what you're watching right here is a bunch of people, of heads of bankers in the States. They're all dressed up as druids, and they're lighting a statue and they're lighting an effigy of like a child or a woman. I believe it's a child, in front of a giant statue of Moloch, the owl god. Like, just by saying that, it sounds like it's a bunch of ridiculous nonsense, but this is real right here. This isn't fake. This is real. Like Richard Nixon on the Richard Nixon tapes said something about it, something I can't say here for YouTube, but something about he said it's the most effy, you know what word I'm saying, effy something thing that he ever seen. So yeah, like it's scary.
And
sir,
you were gonna say something?
Well, just real quick, and when you look at where we are now and some of the stuff that's happening to children, some of the stuff they're attempting to do to children in schools, I'm not saying that I know for a fact, but it just makes me wonder, is it tied into this? Like, is it trickling down from this to us at our level now?
Yeah.
I don't owe you this comment.
I know.
This is what's called ambush journalism, and I disrespect you for that as well. So thank you.
Ever
and goodbye.
been in the ritual?
It's none of your damn business.
Oh,
that's right. Listen. You go around and make understandings with people and violate them. You ambush people on the streets, and that's inappropriate form of journalism. If you wish to practice that, that's fine, but don't ask others to respect you for it. If you want to, you can do. You're a free American, like anything you want. If you want to be uncivil and rude and ungentlemanly, that's up to you. But don't expect the rest of us to say, "Oh, well, you're
there, Mr. Gergen."
I'm sorry, nobody sets policy in there. We try to be gentlemen, and obviously, you don't belong there.
Weaving spiders come out here. Yeah, that is a 3-pointer. Woo!
He knew
Look
that.
how strangely he behaved when we brought it up. Why is he acting so secretive? And why did he get so angry when he discovered that we'd snuck in? You see, they take it very, very seriously. This is one of the hallmarks of the occult and secret societies. The word occult means secret. Secrecy is part of their religion. They revel in it. And when it's violated, they become extremely angry. our social lives, going to the football game or the PTA, a little bit different than your average world leader or corporation chief. No, in their spare time, they worship Moloch and do mock human sacrifices. We just need to get used to that and accept them as our leaders. Think about it. If your neighbor was engaging in mock human sacrifices to Moloch, the demon idol that was worshipped all over the Mediterranean and the Middle East, would you let that neighbor walk your dog or house sit, or how about babysit your children, or be in control of the nuclear launch codes? Well, let me give you a revelation. They are in control of the national deficit, of Congress, of your bank account, of your local police department, and they see you as cattle, as their slaves.
So you kind of get the general idea right there.
But look at how everything in what year was that from?
2004 or 5. That video
from 2004. Everything happening to our country right now, or the world, ties right back in. The world organizations, the Alex Jones trial, the children, the Jeffrey Island, the nuke codes, the national deficit, and printing money. All of it ties into that video.
Yeah, and then the first time I had you on, I told you like like the first time I had you on, Osiris, I told you that Elon Musk was not the richest person on earth. That's a whole bunch of nonsense. It's not. He's not even close. He's like a billionaire. But the elites, the 13 bloodlines, they're trillionaires. They control the Federal Reserve and all of these kind of stuff right here. So, this is scary stuff right here. With Bohemian Grove, this is just a very, very small sliver of what these elites do. It's just they're occult rituals. Like we have at the other hand, we have Skull and Bones, which is another strand of this occult, where basically they compromise people into it. The entire point of Skull and Bones is to have group sex. That's the entire thing right here, and they do simulated human sacrifices as well. And I forgot whether it was Skull and Bones or was it another one. But what they do is they do simulated human sacrifices with coffins and stuff like that, and they bathed in feces and stuff in blood. This is scary stuff right here.
Yeah, it's amazing how there's no energy. Where's the energy? We talked about where do people put their energy? No energy from the media to find out, okay, can we find one of the clients of that Jeffrey Island? Just one. Can we do some research? No, where's the energy? The energy's against random YouTubers. They've got Salty Cracker in the J6 committee. The media's asking about pulling ads of Nancy Pelosi. No energy of that. So you wonder, is it all tied in?
Yeah.
You look at the Alex Jones trial and how crazy that was. You wonder, does it tie back into him years ago running up on people? Who was that? Who was that person that he talked to?
David Gergen.
What is he known for?
He was a Clinton advisor and advised several presidents.
Isn't that crazy?
Not just Clinton. He advised a few other presidents too. I believe he advised George H.W. Bush, and I think possibly, I don't know for a fact, I'll have to do more research. I think he may have even advised Reagan. I could be wrong about that.
Look at that. Look how he's tied into all these people. And then all of this stuff, it always comes back to the Clintons somehow, doesn't it?
And
who are these people? The Clintons are like something else.
And Bill Clinton, we know is a known sexual predator, and he was on Epstein's plane multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, guys, it's more of a conspiracy not to wonder what's happening. I'm not saying we know anything definitively, but if you look at what we're talking about here and think like there's nothing there, you are the radical. You are the conspiracy theorist, not me.
Yeah. And plus, on top of that, Bill Gates was on Epstein's plane multiple times. And
will they let you play that clip where Billy G was talking about Jeffrey and he said now he's unlived? Have you I know you probably saw that.
Well, he's dead. So
that was unbelievable, man.
Yeah, and then plus on top of that, you saw that video of him praising China for their sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
Like these people, man, who these people, like, oh my God, this is incredibly scary stuff right here. Incredibly scary. Like, and then plus when I had Sal on like a couple weeks ago, me and him talked about like how about 9/11. We talked about how there is no joke, a video from BBC, which is probably the biggest UK broadcast network, of a BBC reporter broadcasting directly back to England, saying that a third building has collapsed during 9/11, World Trade Center Building 7, and talked for like 7 minutes. All the while, World Trade Center Building 7 was standing right behind her, and it didn't fall for another half an hour. Yet they were doing a pre-broadcast back to England.
Yeah, I'm not a big expert on the 9/11 stuff, but yeah, I believe it, man.
That's how I became like a huge Jesse Ventura fan, because he went on CNN and destroyed Piers Morgan on it.
On 9/11?
Yeah, give me one second.
Yeah.
I'll find
Okay. Yeah, bring it. Yeah, bring it. Well, YouTube, I know back in the YouTube days, they let you talk about all that stuff. Do they let you do it now?
It's on CNN on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a Jesse Ventura fan also. And I know we won't agree with him on all policy, but that's the type of dude that I think we could work with on a lot of things.
That's how he's the main reason why I do not believe there should be any political parties, because I heard him talk about that and it was like, this guy's right here. Like, it just causes nothing but division.
Yeah, Jen Perlman and Peter interviewed him. I don't know if you saw that. He was on the show.
I heard about it, but I haven't watched it. Like, this ties into this New World Order kind of stuff. Like, let's watch this right here.
Jesse,
what
would you have done on September the 12th, 2001? What would you have done if you'd been president?
What would I have done?
Yeah.
I would have done a legitimate investigation to find out what exactly happened on 9/11. How did they know who did this so quickly, like they did Lee Harvey Oswald? How quick they knew Lee Harvey Oswald killed Kennedy.
Because the people who did it were identified and we knew who they were.
Well, then why couldn't we have stopped them beforehand if they were identified and we knew who they were?
It was a failure of intelligence. Everyone's accepted
No, it
that.
wasn't. We knew before with Condoleezza Rice's memo.
Did it slow down? It slowed down? Oh, your mic went out.
Yeah, sorry about that. Every
was it go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intelligence. Everyone's accepted.
No, it wasn't. We knew before with Condoleezza Rice's memo on August 6th, when it stated right in the memo, bin Laden to steal planes and run them into buildings. And more stuff is coming out now also, how much the Bush administration ignored the intelligence. It was almost like they ignored it because they wanted it to happen.
Oh, come on, Jesse.
No, not oh, come off it. Wait a minute. Every war fought starts with a false flag operation.
You can't, in all seriousness, sit there and try and make out anybody.
Okay, let me ask you this, Piers. Wait a minute. Let me ask you something. How much studying have you actually done of 9/11 other than what the government's told you and what mainstream media has told you?
Get wrecked.
I've been studying it 4 years.
I was editor of a national newspaper.
I've talked to
people.
Wait a minute.
Depth every day for 5-6 months.
Really?
So I know a lot about it.
Well,
one
then
thing
how
I do
come?
know is
Let me ask you this.
You cannot say that any member of the Bush administration knew it was going to happen or wanted it to happen. It's a ridiculous thing to say.
Ridiculous. Okay, let's talk about your BBC. I have a tape of a BBC reporter broadcasting directly back to England, talking about a third building has collapsed. World Trade Center Building 7 talks for 7 minutes. All the while she's talking, World Trade Center Building 7 is still standing right behind her. It didn't fall for another half hour. Yet they were doing a pre-broadcast back to England that, yes, it's true,
you need to
that
take a
this
break
building fell and it hadn't fallen yet.
If you're trying to make out the British Broadcasting Company, one of the most respected news organizations in the world, was inventing huge buildings falling over, you need to have a break, Jesse. We'll come back after the break and we'll talk about Israel and Iran.
Are you kidding me? This is a fact, my friend.
Man, I missed those days, man. Was that on CNN?
Yep. That was when Pierce
was
that's when he was working for CNN.
Did that really happen?
Yep, that happened.
Ray, there is 0% chance that discussion would happen right now. You look at it, I'm not going to talk about it because we know it's really touchy, but the process where we pick people to go somewhere and we can't. So it's very similar. Like we can't have that discussion on on CNN right now.
Yeah, like Gulf of we in a world where Gulf of Tonkin was real, where like it was a false flag operation that said like a liner got shot down by the Vietnamese, when actually what happened was just an accident and just exploded on its own. And that they used that as a false flag operation to go into Vietnam, and that got 50,000 of my grandfather's generation killed over that.
Yep. And you saw Jesse, he knew what he was talking about, and Piers Morgan couldn't do anything but come back with, "We're trusted." You can't really believe that. Yeah, he didn't have any knowledge of it. And then he said, "Well, we need to." He told Jesse, "You need a break." No, what he was really telling was the producers, "We need to get out of here. We need a commercial break."
No, the best part was when he told Pierce, "How much studying have you done other than of 9/11, other than what the government and mainstream media has told you?" Like I've been studying it for years as well, just like I've been studying what happened to JFK for years. Well, the last 3 years, that's how long I've been studying it for.
We should get into JFK on another live.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to get too sidetracked because that's a whole different thing. Let's do a live. Do we have to do that on Rumble though? Do they allow that on YouTube?
No, yeah, they allow it. Like Piers Morgan even interviewed Alex Jones on CNN too. If you didn't know that,
wow.
I'll go find that right now.
Go find it, man.
Yeah.
While you're looking for that, man, back in the day, it was so different. People would come down, they would have discussions with each other. It just slowly changed and changed and changed.
Well, the reason Alex Jones came on was because what happened was because Pierce was attacking the Second Amendment, and Alex Jones and a few other people started a petition to have Piers Morgan deported out of America. That's why he invited him on.
I was blue pilled during this time. I had no idea what was happening. I knew of Alex Jones, but I didn't know how deep this stuff really was.
Right here. All right, I'm not going to play that because that could get a strike right there. That opener.
The music, yeah.
Oh yeah. Right here.
Over the past few weeks, I've taken a pretty strong stand on guns in America. It's not escaped the notice of supporters of gun rights, and it's led to a petition on the White House official website, no less. It's entitled, and I quote, "Deport British citizen Piers Morgan for attacking Second Amendment." Take a look. More than 104,000 people have signed it so far. And joining me now is one of the people behind the petition, Alex Jones. He's host of the Alex Jones Show. Welcome to you.
Piers, thanks for having me.
Why do you want to deport me?
Well, we did it as a way to bring attention to the fact that we have all of these foreigners and the Russian government, the official Chinese government. Mao said political power goes out of the barrel of a gun. He killed about 80 million people because he's the only guy that had the guns. So we did it to point out that this is globalism, and the mega banks that control the planet and brag that they've taken over in Bloomberg, AP, Reuters, you name it, brag that they're going to get our guns as well. They've taken everybody's guns but the Swiss and the American people. And when they get our guns, they can have their world tyranny while the government buys 1.6 billion bullets, armored vehicles, tanks, helicopters, Predator drones, armed, now in U.S. skies, being used to arrest people in North Dakota.
That part is real, though. That part.
For duck hunting. It's there to protect us from tyrannical government and street thugs. Take the women in India. Your piece earlier on CNN I was watching during Anderson Cooper's show didn't tell you that the women of India have signed giant petitions to get firearms because the police can't and won't protect them. The answer is, hey, wait a minute, I have FBI crime statistics that come out a year late, 2011. 20+% crime drop in the last 9 years. Real violent crime, because more guns means less crime. Britain took the guns 15, 16 years ago, tripling of your overall violent crime. True, we have a higher gun violence level, but overall mugging, stabbings, deaths, those men raped that woman in India to death with an iron rod 4 feet long. You can't ban the iron rods. The guns, the iron rods, Pierce, didn't do it. The tyrants did it. Hitler took the guns. Stalin took the guns. Mao took the guns. Fidel Castro took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. Doesn't matter how many lemmings you get out there on the street begging for them to have their guns taken. We will not relinquish them. Do you understand? That's why you're going to fail, and the establishment knows no matter how much propaganda, the Republic will rise again when you attempt to take our guns. My family in the Texas Revolution against Santa Anna, my family was at the core on both sides starting that.
because Santa Anna came to take the guns at Gonzales, Texas. Pierce, don't try what your ancestors did before. Why don't you come to America? I'll take you out shooting. You can become an American and join the Republic.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes, I am finished. You will not take my right. You go through background checks to get guns. How about Prozac? You know the number one. Oh, that's the big sponsor, isn't it? Or that whole class of drugs.
Let me ask you.
Whoa, got to cut that off, don't you? Don't want to talk about the U.S. number one cause of death is suicide now because they give people suicide mass murder pills.
Calm down.
Your answer is give more money to the psychiatrists and psychologists to put more crazy people on drugs that make them kill people, Pierce.
Let's try and have a debate here.
Yeah.
Answer me this question.
I'm sick of the same old script here, bud.
It's fine, bud. How many gun murders were there in America last year? Do you know?
There were about 11,458, and about 74% of those were gang-related, gangbangers shooting each other. You get 3,500 to 4,000.
That wasn't the
How
question.
many people died from infections in hospitals?
If I may-
197,000.
Let me just ask you a second.
That's
question.
right.
How many gun murders were there in Britain?
How
last
many
year?
great white sharks
No, how many
kill
gun
people
murders-
every year, but they're scared to swim?
Right. How many gun murders were there in Britain?
A
last
very low amount. I already went over those
How many?
statistics.
Do you know?
It was only a few hundred.
No. How many gun murders?
I actually did pull up the statistics. Here, let me pull them out right here. I figured you'd do that.
Gun murders.
Oh,
in
wait.
Britain last
UK
year.
violent crime capital of Europe. London
No.
Telegraph. Here, let me
It's
give you
quite
more.
a simple question.
Well, that's the oldest.
You're a very
That's
loud
the old,
man.
no, that's the
You
oldest
make a
Perry
lot of
Mason
noise.
tactic to ask me some little factoid.
It's not a little fact.
I already said earlier,
talking about a
England has a
country-
lot lower gun crime rate because you
let me-
took all the guns.
Let me try exactly
But
my
you've
point.
got hordes of people burning down cities and beating old women's brains out every day.
That's a ridiculous
They arrest people in England if they defend themselves. That's on record. My God, you have got a total police state. Everybody's fleeing that country because you've had to flee here, bud. Why don't you tell folks you fled here? Why don't you go back and face the charges for the hacking scandal?
Answer this question. How many
Why'd you
gun-
get fired from the Daily
How
Mirror for putting out
many-
fake stories?
How
You're a hatchet
many-
man of the New World Order. You're a hatchet man. And I want to say this right here. You think you're a tough guy? Have me back with a boxing ring in here, and I'll wear red, white, and blue, and you can wear your Jolly Roger.
Let's try again. How many gun murders were there
Oh, you gonna ban your fist now?
in Britain last year?
How many chimpanzees can dance on the head of a pin? I already went over those statistics.
Do you know the answer?
No, I don't.
You said hundreds.
It's very low.
You said hundreds.
Yes.
It's actually 35.
Well, the point is, you can
Against
sit-
11,000. Do you understand the difference between 11,000?
Yeah, England
and
wants to
35?
ban knives now because tens of thousands are getting
Right.
stabbed.
But do you
Gonna
understand
ban
the
knives?
difference?
The knife
between
doesn't kill people.
Do you
The gun
understand?
doesn't kill people.
Yes.
Listen,
understand
do
the
you
difference
understand
between
you're not going to
35
pull on
and
America's
11,000?
heartstrings? They know your script, okay? You're not going to get our guns. By the way, you guys always say, we just want to take the semi-autos, okay, and all this other stuff. When semi-autos aren't even, rifles aren't even used, but in a fraction of the crimes, you can pull those numbers up, okay? No, hold on.
Let me ask you one question. Which weapon was predominantly used in the Aurora movie theater shooting?
M4 AR-15 variants.
So it was a semi-automatic
Yes,
assault rifle.
again,
Okay,
but
next question.
statistically, it's very, very low.
That was. Do you agree it was the single biggest shooting in the history of America in terms of people hit by a shooter? Do you know that?
This was until the
No, I
Vegas
believe that
shooting.
there were others. There's been some other shootings
not
with about over 30.
No, this was the single biggest mass shooting.
Well, listen, you're just
by-
going.
No,
there
I'm
have
just-
been bombings of
let
Wall
me-
Street.
Let me ask you a second
Are we
question.
going to listen? Why can't the
Let me
pilots
ask you
have
a second
firearms?
question. Alex,
We trust them to fly the planes.
Alex, you've had a lot to say.
No,
Just
my
answer
point
this
is the
question.
Second Amendment is sacrosanct,
Do you know?
and you're not getting it.
Do you know which weapon was used in the Oregon shopping mall mass shooting recently?
I understand that people who are mentally ill on all the
Do you know
serotonin
the- do you know
reuptake
what weapon-
inhibitors
Just
who
answer the
play these
question.
shoot 'em up games
Alex.
want to go out and do this.
Alex.
Because there's criminals, I don't
Alex.
lose my rights,
Alex.
Pierce.
Alex.
Because there's criminals,
Alex.
I don't lose my rights.
Just answer the question.
Yeah.
Do you know what the weapon used was?
Listen, let me ask you a question.
No, answer.
I've got the FBI
Alex.
statistics that, listen,
No.
that
Okay.
these so-called
Let's take a
semi-autos
break.
that you talk
Let's
about.
take a break. When we come back,
Again, you're gonna
try-
There we go.
When we come back, try and answer my question.
Yeah, all you're
Okay?
going to do is sit there and play little factoid questions. Overall crime's gone
it's
up over
about
20%. More.
Right now, Alex
He was
Jones,
still
I mentioned I should be
talking.
deported
Yeah.
for my stand on guns. So
Yeah, he continued
I'm
talking
gonna
even when they
work,
went
and
to
it's
commercial
entirely down to
break.
you. I'm going to ask you some questions. In the spirit of a proper debate, and you've had a lot to say so far on the show, and a lot of it aimed at me, which is fine. But I want you to try and answer the questions. It's a proper debate, okay? I'm not trying to trip you up.
No, it's not a debate. You're running the show. You bring in your victims up front.
Actually,
to,
no.
Look, you got your little note cards.
Okay.
I just gave you FBI statistics that violent crime and gun crime is down over 20%.
Let me just ask you
And
this.
you want to go to little factoids.
No, they're not little
Anybody
factoids.
can pull those up. Listen.
Do you know what...
Do you have a bodyguard?
Alex.
Why do you have bodyguards?
I don't have a bodyguard.
Yeah, I've seen you on the news with them.
I
Don't
don't
you
have
want
a
to protect
bodyguard.
your wife from hoodlums, or you want to call the police?
Let me ask you.
Why does Dianne Feinstein tell 60 Minutes that she plans to try to take Mr. and Mrs. America's guns?
Stop
Have you seen that?
talking over me.
You
Let
guys
me-
want to disarm all of America.
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Dianne Feinstein's
don't.
bill does.
I don't.
Gun confiscation.
No, let me clarify for you. You don't seem to understand
First
what
you
it is I
register,
want.
then you confiscate. It's
No.
always done the same.
Here's what the campaign on
Well,
this
here,
show
give me your little cue cards and I'll answer your question.
Dianne Feinstein's still there too.
I've already gone over that and already answered it for
We
you.
haven't talked about Sandy Hook.
No, again,
What was the
it's a
weapon?
223 M4.
Right.
Again, but
It's an-
statistically,
Right.
they're
I think
using
this was
very
after
low
Sandy
percentage
Hook.
of
This was.
shootings
I
per
think
year.
he
Are you
apologized
seeing,
before
are you
this.
seeing a
People wouldn't
pattern?
go swimming because the
Oh,
movie
wow.
Jaws,
Biggest-
even though great white
Alex,
sharks kill 5 people a
Alex,
year.
Alex.
You're trying to scare people.
Let me say something.
There's no metal shark in the water.
The same type of weapon was used in the last
Yeah,
3
and that's right.
mass shootings.
And Hitler used semi-autos to kill people.
Why would you
And
not?
so did Mao.
Why would you?
Why is the government
Stalin,
giving teeth against us?
Castro,
What about Fast
Chavez.
and Furious?
Alex,
Why do our government ship guns
calm
into
down.
Mexico?
Alex,
To blame the Second Amendment?
let's have a debate.
A false flag?
Alex,
To blame the
I get
Second Amendment?
accused.
Why they blow up Building 7
Alex,
down the street here in New
Alex,
York?
I get accused when I get you guys on of talking over you, of being rude. I'm trying to be civil.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to try and answer some of the questions, right? Here's my issue for you. Why do people civilians need an AR-15 type assault rifle? Why
Okay,
do you
I
need
already
them?
said statistically they're used
Look,
in a
no,
very
answer
low
the question.
amount of the crimes. That's an FBI
They've
fact
been
check.
used in the last 3 mass shootings.
Yes.
Why do
I'll tell
people
you
need
why.
them?
Because they advertise it in the media. Anybody knows that if somebody jumps off the Empire State Building, they put cops up there the next day because copycats come to do it again.
Oh,
The
yeah.
media
That
hypes
part
and
is
hypes
true,
and
though.
hypes.
And that's not the
Don't
question.
just commit suicide.
Why do people
Go commit
need them?
suicide by killing a bunch of kids, and here's the gun to use
Alex.
because it's the one the U.S. Army uses.
Why do people need them?
They need them to protect us from the #1 killer in history. Government in the 20th century, university study out of Hawaii killed 292 million people. It's called democide. Google it, folks.
Do you believe everyone in America should everyone in America
Yes.
therefore have an AR-15 if they want one?
Statistically, where there's more guns, there's lower crime. The highest crime is in Bloomberg.
But you have the most
Blue
guns
areas.
of any of the 23 richest countries in the world, and you have 20.
Well, America was born on guns and whiskey.
Right, but
it's true we're a violent society.
Right. So you
but
accept that America
statistically,
has the most
knives
guns
kill
and the
3
most gun
times more.
murders.
Have you seen the FBI numbers? Knives, bats, rocks kill
Hands and
many,
feet.
many times more.
Alex, let's talk
It's
about
not
the guns.
It's not the rock. It's not the
Right.
knife. When a mother chops
Alex,
her kids up with a cleaver because she's on
Alex,
serotonin.
tell me why I'm wrong.
Why don't
about
you
the
want to get rid of the drugs?
AR-15s.
Because they're half your sponsors?
Stick to the
America's #1 cause of unnatural death now is suicide.
Alex,
Not
let's try
automobile accident, not cancer, not.
You
Listen,
accuse me of attacking the Second Amendment of the Constitution.
I want to get people off pills that the insert says will make you commit suicide and kill people.
Alex, let's get about the Second
I
Amendment.
want to blame the
Alex,
real culprit.
Alex.
Suicide pills.
Alex.
Mass murder pills.
Okay, let me ask you one question. Your belief, unless I'm wrong,
First time anybody's ever heard this, by the way.
your belief, unless I'm wrong, is that under the Second Amendment, your real concern is that you will be overrun by a tyrannical regime, either
Yes.
from somewhere else.
Yeah,
or
highway
from your own government.
checkpoints. Look at Mexico. Total gun ban for the citizens. Highest crime rate in the world. 57,000 people dead the last 5 years. Total gun ban for the citizens.
But you're
Switzerland has the lowest crime rate in Europe. Your country has the highest.
Alex, we have 35 gun murders a year. You have 11,000.
You people get their brains. It's the higher crime
Alex,
rate.
let me ask you-
Violent crime is higher.
On this specific...
It's brains.
Alex,
it's people.
I'm trying to get inside your brains.
Pierce,
It's
if
not
you punched
proving
me
very
right
easy.
now, it'd be not your fist, but
Alex,
your brain that did
Alex, let me get inside your brain.
Okay.
Okay? I'm serious. You have a very, very big platform. You air, I think, on 63 networks. in the
No, that
country.
Wikipedia is like 10 years old. I'm on over 140 stations. XM.
Millions of Americans hear you.
Over 1.5 million
every day.
visitors to Infowars.com
And I
today.
congratulate
Where we
you
have
on
the
your
statistics
audience.
posted right
Okay,
now.
okay.
Infowars.com.
Who do you believe was behind 9/11?
Oh, I absolutely know. I have the police on CNN saying, get back, they're going to blow up 7. I have BBC reporting.
Who do you believe is behind
I have the proof. I heard them on CBS Radio.
Who, Alex?
They announced they blew up the towers on CBS Radio.
do you believe-
New Yorkers all saw it and heard it.
Alex, who do you
They
believe?
blew up Building 7.
Alex, who do you believe was behind it? The American government?
criminal elements of the military-industrial complex, the same ones that staged Gulf of Tonkin, the same ones that staged the mass shootings of Operation Gladio.
Right.
Ooh, the CIA don't like this right now.
Do you mean that President Bush and his administration were behind 9/11?
I mean that even mainstream news.
They were at minimum
reported
aware of
that
it.
The hijackers were ordered to be allowed into the United States. Michael Springman, the head of the visa department, blew the whistle on that.
So the Bush administration was part of a conspiracy.
Well, he said never let us tolerate
to murder.
I can speak in this accent as well.
That British
Hitler
accent.
firebombed his own Reichstag piece to bring in martial law in Germany, April 27th, 1933. Governments have staged terror attacks throughout history or allowed terrorists to attack as a pretext to invade and enslave the populations. I probably own more than 50 firearms. Many of them have increased in value 2, 3, or even 4 times. I sleep very comfortably outside Austin, Texas, knowing that I can defend my family.
Okay. Alex Jones is
Infowars.com.
This is the man who wants to deport me from the country for wanting to get rid of.
No, it's to point out you're a foreigner, a red coat, here telling us what to do.
Whatever.
Go back to where they took the guns if you don't like it.
Yeah.
Did that really happen, Ray?
Yep.
Did that really
CNN.
happen?
On CNN. Of all places, CNN.
There's a couple things I'm thinking about here. That's what you would do if you were CNN. I bet you the ratings on that were unbelievable. I bet you. CNN used to be a great network.
I believe this was from 2012. 2012,
That's a little bit,
I believe.
I believe I started watching CNN around, I think, was it 2000-ish? Around the early 2000s. And it was, I thought it was a great network, but I was blue-pilled. But that's, wouldn't you, Alex Jones just went through that trial. If CNN really cared about ratings, wouldn't they bring him on for another discussion like that?
Oh, yeah.
So something changed where it's not about business. It's not about ratings. Like if you have a TV network, you want ratings. You would bring Alex Jones on. You would bring Bannon on, even if you disagree. So we know it's about protecting or basically keeping that information from us. So you got a new clip?
Yeah. Like he went on. I don't know if you watched this when Alex Jones went on Crowder's show. The day after the ruling came down, he had to pay $1 billion. Well,
I did not see it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna show you a couple clips from this because this is something interesting. I think you'll want to see, Osiris.
Shot here. Damn! I wish the survivors of Epstein received $965 million. Exactly. Good point on Twitter, Eliza. Think about that real quick.
Why the triangle?
We still don't know the names. Exactly. We still don't know. We still don't know the names of the Johns. Here's another good point. Purdue Pharma, that knew OxyContin would addict people and kill them by the thousands, have to pay $634.5 million on the $10+ billion they made profit in the OxyContin case. Alex Jones killed no one, ordered to pay $965 million for Sandy Hook lies.
And I don't think anyone is blowing somebody in an alley because of their addiction to colloidal silver.
Absolutely, they're not.
Yeah.
Here's another one. The largest fine paid by a banking executive responsible for the 2008 financial crisis was $67.5 million. Jury says Alex Jones pays $965 million. Here's another one. Yes, from a lawyer, Viva Fry. Yes, except for OJ was found guilty of the actual deaths of 2 victims after a trial. That was a civil trial. Whereas Alex Jones was found guilty of making false statements about people who were murdered by someone else without a trial. So OJ pays $33.5 million. I pay $900+ million, and it goes on and on. So what's going to happen? Absolutely. He was found innocent by the criminal, but guilty by the civil. So when are they going to sue MSNBC for some of the lies that were done? I want $1 million. My feelings are hurt by their lies. And it just goes on from there. But those are some really important points.
No, I think these are important points. I think we actually have some questions from, do we have some questions from the audience? If you're okay taking a couple.
That was excellent, man. Thanks for that clip, Ray. I did not see that. And it fit perfectly with my take. Well, Alex Jones just had the trial. So Pierce Morgan sat down with him after Alex Jones started the campaign to deport him. So why wouldn't you have him back on CNN? If you want ratings on CNN, you would have him back on. And the reason why they wouldn't, Alex Jones would do that, and it does nothing but rile people up in a populist manner. That's not left or right politics. That's populism, period.
And their goal is they don't care about the money. They care about taking Alex Jones out. Like the lawyer in the trial says, take his platform away from him and make sure he can't rebuild it again. Like we have the clip right here. I'm going to bring it right up.
Now, here it is.
Thanks, brother.
I ask that with your verdict, you not only take Alex Jones' platform that he talks about away, I ask that you make certain he can't rebuild the platform. That's what matters.
What?
Take him out of this discourse, of this misinformation, of this peddling of lies, and make sure he can't do it again. That is punishment. That is deterrence.
But somewhere out there right now is another kid getting their kids ready for school, fixing their lunches, going to work, picking up their kid. And there's going to be a day when that child doesn't come home from school. And we know it, and it's sad, and that's reality. And the question is going to be, where is Alex Jones when that happens? Is he in the studio? Getting ready to pounce? Or will you stop him?
Someone get him that infomercial spray hair.
That's going to be in your case. And when we get all done with all the evidence, we're going to come back and we're going to ask this. Because that's what justice is in this case.
And there's many other clips of them saying, we want him off air. We don't want money for the plaintiffs. We want to silence his future speech. So even a murderer goes and does their jail time, gets out in 20 years. But no, they're saying keep him deplatformed, bankrupt him, shut him down, and don't send him money because we don't want money to the plaintiffs because they don't want me to have money for the appeals because they know there's a 98% chance this crap gets overturned, Stephen.
Well, you know what else they're doing? This is something else they're doing that people don't fully discuss, is they want to make other people afraid to even work with or for you. Makes it impossible for you to hire, right? That's what they tried to do. They tried to do that with me to a lesser scale. It's harder to do with a comedian because they would try and run jokes. But what they're trying to do is also make it impossible for you to even recoup these losses. I mean, we do have to remember, it's not just Alex Jones. You have many employees there. So some of them are great. Some of them are assholes. But a lot of them are great. But this is the thing: is they want to make sure we all have them, right? I have some here.
You're an asshole, Crowder.
Yeah,
I love Crowder, but he's definitely an asshole.
Yeah, but like you get it right here. These elites, they can't stand Alex Jones. They hate him. That's why they're desperately trying to take him out. He's because of all the stuff that he's exposed. Like not only he exposed Bohemian Grove, but he exposed a lot of other stuff. Like he exposed the TV was spying on you. He exposed the gay frogs. He exposed that the elites were using baby blood. He exposed that there's a human sex trafficking, like a giant human sex trafficking organization out there. Well, maybe not an organization, but like an entire elite cabal of them. Like this is incredibly scary stuff right here. Incredibly scary. And he was also the guy that exposed agent provocateurs back in Seattle back in the 90s. Where like it was an actual tradition where like a lot of things happen where people were sent into peaceful protest to just smash things, smash windows and stuff to break up protests. To break up peaceful protests, and if you send those people in there to just break the protest up, there's going to be no more protests. That's the whole goal right there.
Alex Jones is a living legend, and I think he's going to try to take this to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's going to have to step in because this is making a mockery out of everything. Yeah. So $1 billion. I mean, come on. And one of the plaintiffs there was FBI agent. Mm-hmm. An FBI agent that, to my knowledge, Alex Jones, he never said his name ever.
Actually, I think he did say it once.
Oh, did he say?
Once though? But the reason he was, from what I can tell, he's suing him because he hurt his feelings, basically, because he was calling him out.
It's absolutely insanity. And then you look at it. Crowder had him on. Crowder had a strike. Crowder just got a strike on his YouTube channel. How much you want to bet it probably is associated with that?
Who knows? Like,
we don't even know.
And you see how Joe Rogan, he's afraid to have Alex Jones back on because of all the backlash that he would get for it.
Yep. Yep, Joe. Who knows? We'll see. See if Tim Pool even do it. Tim Pool has had him on 2-3 times, I think.
Yeah. He's had him on like 3 or 4 times actually. I could be wrong, but those are actually some of my favorite episodes from Tim Pool's show.
Yeah, they were kind of getting wild and crazy on there, but I like seeing that side of him too. But look at how Alex Jones is not someone to play with. That's why they wouldn't have him on TV. He's well sourced. He's always been well sourced. Nobody's perfect, but he's too base, man.
Yeah. When you had Jen and Peter on, Jen says she said well, she thinks Alex Jones is some crazy weirdo, like some idiot basically, but she thinks he should be allowed to speak. So what is do you I don't know what you would say on this, but because I don't neither of us know Jen personally, like you do, but you never actually gotten have a talk with her about this, but why do you think she thinks he's some crazy weirdo or idiot or something like that? I'm very curious about that.
Well, Jen is very reasonable, very well thought out. She was on Tim Pool. That was a great episode where Jen Perlman was on Tim Pool. I think that's how I got up with her and started chatting with her. But I don't think she knows Alex Jones. So I would have to get into the specifics. When you look at people who know Alex Jones's content, I don't know one person that knows his content, watches it and knows his show, that says he's some lunatic. I've never seen it. Have you heard anyone who watches him on pretty much knows his content that has said that he's unsourced, he's not sourced, he's not well sourced, he's a lunatic? I've never even heard it. And they all don't agree with him ideology, on his ideology, but no one says, oh, he's some lunatic that I've heard.
Yeah, so people Jen doesn't know him, so that's probably so you think that's why she thinks he's some idiot?
Yeah, and so I think that represents because I follow a lot of people on the left. So everything that you played from Alex Jones, again, I will say there is no left or right in any of the clips you just played with Alex Jones. Now you might say the 2A. The 2A is a populist take. That's not a right wing take. Populist left people are 2A. Real populists on the left are pro 2A. None of that.
Even Vosh is pro 2A in Destiny.
Absolutely. So none of that's left or right. So when you go though to left commentators, it's a whole different spirit, and that's why I really challenge everyone to go listen to people on the left. I'll use David Doyle, the Rational National, a Canadian dude. He does nothing but rail against Alex Jones, takes these clips like the gay frogs and all that out of context. He was actually right on the great gay frogs. He would joke around with the gay frog stuff, and now people are taking that as that. No, everything he said about the gay frogs, I don't know where he gets these articles, but he finds the articles that not many people spread. But on the left, they make him sound like a lunatic, and they just portray him that. And so if you are on that side and you only see him portrayed as an idiot, then you think he's an idiot. They could do the same thing to you and I, Ray. They could take clips from our videos and make us look like complete buffoons.
Oh yeah, that's why I always try to carefully word what I say. So it's impossible for them to take it's not impossible because there's probably some people out there that are extremely clever and know what they're doing. So, but I try to word around what I say so no one can take what I say out of context.
Yep, I understand that. Tim Pool, he's very careful with that too. If you listen to Tim Pool, he's a master at it. I don't know how he's so good at. He actually puts his words in certain places, so it makes it hard to clip him because he's been clipped so often. But what I would say, Ray, is I wish somebody would clip me looking stupid, because I know I'm based. I'm not going to say something stupid on purpose, but I know I'm based with my beliefs going forward. But what that will do is give you more reach. They'll actually give you more reach.
Yeah, and this part right here, this may be my favorite Joe Rogan episode. It may be my favorite 3 episodes of Joe Rogan are all of the 3 Alex Jones one. It's between the first 2 that are my favorite. Between this one and the first time, some of the stuff that he was saying here are awesome right here. They're really cool. Yes, was is down on YouTube. Apparently some copyright stream or something.
Did it get pulled?
Well, it's still there. Like I just got a notification in my email.
Let me
One
check
second.
live.
Yeah, I just noticed it.
Did you check the stream?
I'm checking the
I'm clicking on it now. Unavailable.
Yeah.
Damn.
So what policy copyright thing did we do? Because I got a notification in email.
Does it say copyright?
Yeah, it says stream unavailable, suspended for policy violations, and right here in my email it says for copyright.
Okay.
So what did I? So what was? I think it had to have been that music right there.
Was there music? It could have been music, but it might have been CNN and them. They could have these. So when you use those streams, they could be like, hey, if anybody uses these Alex Jones streams, pull them down. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm gonna type in the live chat. We're still here. Yeah.
We'll just have to wrap. We'll just wrap up because it's late now.
Yeah.
Man, those were one of my favorite streams. When did it get pulled?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite streams I've ever done right here.
Yeah, it is. Man, too bad it got pulled.
Yeah.
When did it get pulled? Did they say it in the chat? I couldn't see the chat.
Let me see at the moment. Right here is when we're playing like the Joe Rogan Alex Jones part.
Really? That's when it got pulled? There was no music there.
Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Let me play it right here.
Oh, you're
my
going
mistake.
back. Okay, so most of it played, so that's cool. That's when it just got pulled. There was no music there.
I'm trying to get to it. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Right here. Right there. So I don't know what it was then.
It could have been a delay on the CNN stuff. I don't think Rogan's would get you pulled. There was no music there. I don't think it was a music pull. It could even be a strike.
Oh,
who knows?
No, right here. We're back up. Right, we're back. The stream's back up now. So
the stream's back up.
Yeah,
what?
look.
That's weird.
That part right there. Let's see.
Our stream is up again.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
See,
that's weird.
That part right there. Let's see. So I don't know what it was.
Well, let's do that. Let's wrap up then because it's late. But can I comment on the last Rogan stuff? I don't know if anybody's still watching, but it was great. Thanks again, man, for having me. Well, great, man. I love you got recall. You got your clips, man. This is great. But we started this Alex Jones topic with who was the name of the guy again? I forget.
David Gergen.
David Gergen. He ran up on David Gergen in the streets. David Gergen was not happy about that.
Oh no, he was not.
Why was he not happy? Alex Jones came through and took some video of them doing stuff that they don't want out there. You fast forward, Clinton's name was brought up even in that interview. I think Jones brought it up. Fast forward, Alex was clapping and laughing, and I'm all for Alex, but those people, they don't forget.
Oh, no. They don't.
And I don't have any proof that they're involved with well, I don't have any proof, but in that clip, Alex Jones said, I didn't even remember this. Hillary Clinton said something about Alex Jones has a dark heart.
Yep.
So the Clintons, you can kind of see, you mess with people like that, stuff can happen. Then one other thing. So Alex Jones was wrong about Sandy Hook. We got that. But so we can't be wrong in society? It only applies to certain people. Because right now, there's a lot of people who have clips still on YouTube right now who are wrong about a certain therapy that they mislabel as something else. It's not what they label it. It's a therapy, a therapeutic. They were wrong about it. Who holds them accountable? Nobody. Alex Jones over here apologizing over a small percentage of his content. Like, my kids just learned how to ride a bike, and sometimes you fall. So maybe he has some legal thing, I don't know, but I'm not going to demonize him because he fell. How do we find the truth if we're never wrong? How do you learn to ride a bike if you never fall down? We can't stand for this. I don't care if you agree with Jones or not. It is unacceptable to demonize him for being wrong, especially when you don't hold the same people more powerful than him to the same standard. I just want to get that off my chest.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Completely agree with you right there. And plus there's something that was spoken about in 2016 that we know was a whole bunch of nonsense, like Russiagate, and no one's being punished for that, and we know that was fake.
In fact, there's people getting let off from the Durham, the Durham investigation. You got people, I don't even know what names you can and can't say, but Sussman got let off, and we know this stuff is fake. I mean, everybody knows. There's they didn't even who apologized. What major media audio? They're still talking about it.
Yeah,
they're still treating it like it's true.
Yeah, and it's still being pushed. Yeah. Like Alex Jones was wrong, but Hillary Clinton was wrong too for spreading lies that Russia interfered in the election.
Did she apologize?
No.
Never heard. No apology from her. In fact, has she even acknowledged that she's wrong or says she was wrong?
She still pushes it too.
She was behind it.
And she funded it.
So I can't. Yeah, I'm not. I'm team Alex Jones. Period.
Same here.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we should probably wrap this episode up now. It's getting a little late, and plus that stream cut out right there. So yeah. So I'll probably have to go back and look and see what it could have been that got it cut.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk. Maybe we'll chat about it, man. But I just feel like we should just go to Rumble more. Because I was listening to Viva, and they do like a half an hour now. I don't even think they do even a full hour on YouTube, and they're just like, come on over to Rumble. It's popping, man. It's popping off. We got to build it up. I got videos on Rumble now that got over 100 views. I know that's not a lot, but before I was getting like none.
Yeah,
we gotta, and then Twitter even too. I'm gonna try and clip this and put stuff on Twitter from this too.
Oh yeah, go ahead, man. Go right ahead. You have free reign to do so. Like I said, we got Steven Crowder too. He only does an hour of the show on YouTube, and he does it like an additional hour from his site Mug Club.
Mug Club, yep. And then
they talk about stuff. Yep, they talk about stuff that they're not even allowed to talk about on YouTube on Mug Club.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
that's why I wish Ye would have
stuff on. Yeah. They talk about stuff on Mud Club that they can't talk about on YouTube. So Andrew Tate talks about a lot of good stuff now on Rumble. A lot of stuff.
Yeah. He's great, man. His editing is. That's the thing, man. They can pay editors and they can make it more interesting with the camera angles, the drones, and it's dope how they do it.
Oh yeah,
Tate is really Tate's videos are really captivating.
Oh, they truly are. They truly are. I didn't really know much about him until he got banned, actually.
Yeah. It's like it's almost like you can't even talk about how talented someone is or how good of a philosopher there is because people assume you agree with everything they say. I don't even care about agree or disagree. He is dope. Andrew Tate is really, really good. So is Sneeko. I'm listening to all of them dudes. Sneeko, Destiny, they're dope.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Destiny. Huge fan.
I mean, and we don't even agree on a lot, but I love Destiny. He's dope.
Yeah. Destiny actually went on Jedediah's show about a week ago.
Oh, for real?
You know Jedediah from Valuetainment? He went on that show.
Wow. That's good. Yeah. That's good crossover. I think Destiny's trying to get to $1 million. What is he on his main? He's about a little bit under 600,000. He's doing more crossover, you see. He's doing stuff with ABBA and them, and he's crossing over into other stuff, which is smart.
Yeah. He's at currently 570K.
Yeah. So he's trying to branch out, I think, to other avenues, and he's great, man. He streams for like 10 hours a day.
I don't know how he does that. So
I don't know how they do their editing because he edits every cuss word. How do they? I know he doesn't do the editing, but how is that? Do they have an algorithm that does that? Because they might have literally hundreds of cuss words in their videos, and every one is perfectly edited out.
I have no idea how he does it, man. No idea.
Yeah, but all right, Ray.
All right, we're gonna wrap this video up right now. Before you go, Osiris, where can my audience find you at?
you go to middlemaga.com. You can also search YouTube, Middle Maga. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. All right. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to go over and subscribe to Osiris's channel too. All right, guys. Make sure to like this video right here, subscribe to this channel, and turn on notifications, and share this video so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. Because this video right here in the channel overall is shadow banned as a mofo. Also, follow me on all the other podcast platforms and all the other social media platforms. And links in the description below. And also go over to the Ray Studios merchandise. Link to that, it will be in the description below too. All right, I'm Ray, I'm the host of the Ray Infinity Show. I'm here with Osiris. This is episode number 78. Catch you guys later.